on the stream, just fill in the survey at the link in the banner below, and then you'll be in the running to win yourself a Logitech G gaming mouse. Everyone at home, good luck winning the backpack as well as the mouse. May my wishes bless you all. Or maybe I curse everybody and they lose MMR today. I'm very sorry, folks. I'm trying my hardest, okay?
Well, but if you accidentally contracted Daniel's curse to lose MMR, I have some blessings for you. It's gonna be One Esports merchandise, so do check out shop.oneesports.gg. You can get a lot of stuff there: hoodie, t-shirt, lapel pins, mugs, and even, I believe, face masks to help with your MMR climbs. Do use the code CDOTA10 for a bit of a discount when you purchase those merch.
I recommend the mask to compensate for my bad luck. Sorry about that, folks. I tried.
Yeah, well.
Speaking of trying, now we're going to move on to the game, of course. So Boom Esports versus GeekFam. What do you know about these two in their previous matchup?
Well, Boom Esports, they love their Zoom meta. They love to play really fast with all the summon units. And for GeekFam, they have been really solid. They go for this really teamfight intensive draft, and they love their big Ultimate heroes as well, the Chronosphere, Mr. Void.
Yeah, they also prioritize Dragon Knight. So if Dragon Knight goes through, you might see GeekFam pick it up again. I think GeekFam did play Dragon Knight on both the off lane and the mid lane.
And there's the setup already, banning the Timbersaw.
Yeah, there you go, Timber ban. Timber has not had any luck getting through the draft. But Boom Esports with the Vano, Pango, and the Ogre ban. And I believe the Ogre ban was also because GeekFam plays that Ogre to the core enabler. Whitemon does play that hero.
Well, pretty good Vano ban there. GeekFam has played it a lot, and banning the Vano also forced GeekFam to ban out the Ursa.
Yeah, maybe sniffing an Ursa strat coming.
Yeah, because Boom Esports, they have the first pick, so we definitely don't want to let Ursa go to their hand.
Yep, the Oracle ban, we don't see this often, but because GeekFam have been really, pinning, how to put it, putting all their eggs in the Raven car basket, so the Oracle does definitely come to mind.
You know what we could see for Raven, considering that
the Chen post one.
We could, I mean, considering that he played it in his pubs last night.
Can you imagine how crazy it is? Like he loses to the strat, he goes back, plays a couple of games, couple of ranked games with Chen post 1, and today he just said, you know what, let's bring out Chen post 1 against.
Yeah, I think you can't underestimate him, right?
Yeah, I mean, you can't win him, you join him, right? So Chen is up. It's up to GeekFam whether they want to pick it or not.
I think if they want to do it, it might have to be that gimmick last pick, like just surprise pick, last pick Chen for Raven. It also depends if he's comfortable with it as well, because I think we have to also remember that not everyone can play with micro heroes at the end of the day. So even though the hero in itself, it might be very good, if your player can't micro, then there's no point picking a hero if you can't use it to its full capacity.
Yeah, speaking of micro, we haven't seen Raven playing a lot of heroes that requires micro.
Yeah.
Often he'll just go for the very classic traditional carry. So that's definitely one thing to be put into our mind. But Beastmaster and Quap will be in the hands of GeekFam.
Yeah, I think Boom Esports would also love to consider the Chen pick, right? Because they do play not mentioned this a lot of times, the Zoom meta. So Chen definitely does complements that.
Or they can just go back to the traditional mask. Alright, Chen.
Yes, the Chen.
Alright, so no Raven Chen, but Boom will be picking it up for themselves instead. I mean, we've seen what Chen can really do. He can play as... We've seen him play as a core. We've also seen him play as a support. If you're Boom, though, if we take a look at Boom and how they generally play their heroes, what do you feel like this Chen is most likely going to be?
I think most likely it's going to be Cascade Chen.
Yeah, it's a support Chen.
Support Chen.
I think teams have really been loving this duel a lot, because not only is synergized when you death block and push, like having the egg as a protection of your formation, but also the sustain is crazy as well. The Sun Ray, and you have Divine Favorite to amplify that. Yeah, that's something that a lot of people have overlooked.
If looking at all the healing from Boom Esports, if you're GeekFam, would you want to grab someone that can actually reduce that healing?
AA is the pool. We haven't seen a lot of teams picking this up. I wonder why, but maybe you have to start looking at AA.
Yeah, AA has been banned, only banned once. I think it's the response to, I think an IO pick. I think it's the response to an IO pick or a Chen pick. I don't remember clearly, but it has been banned once the entire regular season. Ember is also decent. Is a natural spirit vessel carrier, same as the Quap. So they can just kind of designate that to one of these heroes.
A lot of flexibility from GeekFam's side. They can still chill and look at what Boom Esports wants to pick and respond with the 4th pick to finally reveal what are all the roles of their heroes. However, for Boom Esports side, they probably want something that can take down the elusive Ember and Quap.
We saw the Mars we used yesterday. That's one of the ways to guarantee a spear as also effective into a storm. They could pick a Mikoto hero if they want to. I think for Boom Esports, they could be looking at the Mars. Mars is always decent. Or you can just fall back to the Wyvern. But since they don't play a core Chen, so I don't see that Wyvern coming out.
Could be core Wyvern. I mean, we saw Ice play it earlier today.
Yeah, but
True, but doesn't feel like a Boom Esports thing.
yeah, it's not an FPZ hero because most of the time you want a solid hero FPZ, someone that can initiate, someone that can tank through all the damage from Mikoto and Dreamer Cell. Kunkka is going to be the hero, still a little flex. You can either go mid or go off lane. So far, they want more information before they reveal themselves.
The AA.
There we go, the AA.
This hero has been banned quite a few times as well.
Just
so
once,
AA.
honestly.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, it's only once.
There's a lot of setup for this hero. There's your raw, there's your steering chain. But one thing A doesn't give you is the stuns. You don't have stuns for this hero, so immediately the AM pick coming out to abuse that.
Yeah, and AM just does amazingly into AA. The A can almost never hit you with his spells if you play correctly.
So all of a sudden, it looked like it was going to be GeekFam to control the tempo of the game, but now that there's an anti-mage, they're the ones that are on the clock, really, because they don't have anything that can contest with an anti-mage late game.
5 seconds remaining.
They need a big Kocha pick here, to be honest.
Meepo? Oh, okay. Actually, Meepo doesn't look that appetizing, honestly, into Boom's lineup.
Yeah, they have a lot of great AoE spells.
Yeah.
Maybe something like a TA could be good. Huskar as well. Like, it's just that TA is not great against Phoenix and the Kunkka, but maybe there's something that you want to play fast, you can look at.
I mean, they also need to consider something that might have some kind of hard lockdown too, because you can't just rely on this Beastmaster and the Ember Spirit for lockdown for an anti-mage. There's no way they can kill him in time.
Yeah, but there's not much mid-hero that does that nowadays, that are in the meta.
Wait, why are we keep looking at mid-hero? Because I think
still a post one, right?
I think GeekFam needs a post one here.
Yeah.
Well, Void looks really good here for GeekFam.
Feels like a quad support at this point. Yeah, Ricky banned, so probably it's a post one.
Tide
oh
Hunter.
My goodness.
Oh, that solidifies the team fight.
That's a huge one.
Wow, looking at team fight is crazy. GeekFam needs to get something that can buy a BKB now.
Sounds like I think a Void would be okay.
This DK would have been wonderful if it was still in the pool.
Void, Spectre doesn't look too bad, but I think Void is slightly better because he can play faster alongside the Chrono synergize as well with the AA Blast.
5 seconds remaining.
Unless they're looking for like a gotcha support pick, but there's not much support that you're looking for. Oracle is banned out.
Yeah, GeekFam needs a winning condition right now. They don't have anything that can kill the anti-mage or anything that can push tower in fast enough.
They need something with the silence, maybe. Silence more effective against that Tide Hunter.
I wonder
If they want to go really fast, they can go for a Bloodseeker. Slug looks okay too. Slug against Tide and Kunkka.
Wonder if they want the Prophet.
Oh yeah, Nature's Prophet is still in the pool.
Nature's Prophet, even the Death Prophet. Then you can kind of toss this Quap to a support role. Surprisingly, Nature's Prophet actually went through and no one is picking it up for the first time.
I think most teams are expecting it at this rate, right? About the Nature's Prophet coming through.
Yeah, most of the time you just end up, whoever has the first pick, you're just grabbing it, right?
Yeah, but this is the first time that no one has considered Nature's Prophet. But it still is also like a hero that these two teams don't really lay their hands on that often.
We might be seeing something new from GeekFam today.
I wonder what they want to go for though. This anti-mage is a like the four pick anti-mage into a lineup that has no lockdowns in the first 3 picks is just super deadly.
And their only pushes in that Beastmaster as well. You can't just go for team fight and not have something that helps speed up the objectives. Because at the end of the day, team fighting doesn't always equal objective taking.
Yeah.
I think we've seen that from Neon Esports. Like they're one of the best case studies.
Unfortunately.
Right.
I mean, most of the carry are being banned out now, so there's really not a lot of choices left for the side of GeekFam.
Yeah, they really are taking their time for this. You probably just have to relegate the...
Is it a Morphling pick if they want to really secure the late game for themselves. They can still go for Morphling. Morphling pretty good against tight in the lane.
Luna.
okay.
So
They're going,
that's, yeah.
they're going fast.
They got the push, so at least they've got something to help them if they win those team fights.
The
They've
claim's
got-
not too bad against Chen creeps.
What are the chances of the Lunas? How would Luna build this game? Is it just going to be Eclipse Luna?
I think you might want to go for HOTD and then try to ram out a tempo alongside the Beastmaster, and then try to choke Boom Esports out as long as possible, take the Roshan and everything.
Yeah, you just want to right click because you want to man fight the AM, right? Because if you fall behind, it's really weird because we've seen this matchup before, and despite how much items the Luna has, the AM still manages to outfight the Luna once he gets the Abyssal. But you still have to go raw damage because you're playing that fast, right? The Eclipse Luna is just not going to cut it.
All right, so predictions for this matchup before we start the game.
No, I feel like Boom has this. I'm going with Boom. I mean, my initial prediction is a 1-1. I'm going to give the first match to Boom.
I'm never a big fan of anti-mage. I go with GeekFam.
Never. Oh, wow.
No.
Okay, not judging. All right, folks, I hope you're not judging at home either. That's going to be it for us on the panel. We're going to throw it over to our casters for the day for our last series. OD Pixel and Fogged, take it away.
Thank you very much, Stanley. Yeah, but Fogged, I'm looking forward to seeing what Boom can do, right? Because it's sort of an old school draft. We're getting Anti-Mage, we're getting Tidehunter brought back. But on the other hand, I think this GeekFam lineup, this Beastmaster Luna, these are heroes that just keep winning in this patch.
Yeah, I don't know. Boom's draft just looks like 4 slow heroes. Well, okay, we'll say 3 incredibly slow heroes paired with 2 fast heroes, right? The Kunkka and Shen can play fast, but the other 3 are pretty slow paced, and I do believe GeekFam are going to look to play around that and just put the pressure on. So
yeah, we'll see if sort of the time is going to be there for Boom to get that anti-mage to the farm, get him to the point where he's not going to care about the fight that GeekFam brings. So we'll find out as we get ourselves into the match. Here's game 1, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, as you talked about sort of the slower heroes that Boom has, I mean, how do you think you could sort of see the way that Boom feels they're going to get away with this? Is there going to be a certain sort of way they can start things off that does allow them to have such a good start and not fall behind early?
I mean, it's going to be a lot up to, I mean, maybe Hyde, I guess. Hyde and Mikoto, how Mikoto ends up doing in the mid lane to make the rotations. Because, like, they've been, oh, actually, wait, are they going to put Dream Assault mid? Maybe they're considering doing that versus the Ember.
All right. Okay. I mean,
he doesn't have mid items, but he's standing there. Maybe he's gonna body block for the mid lane, so that Kunkka can play aggressive to look to scout the lanes at first.
Oh, that's like, you're
right. Because you look at the supports on the side of GeekFam, it's a little awkward, right? Because they're probably like, okay, who the hell is actually playing the 4 position? They probably know it's Zephyr, you know, obviously because it's him playing it, but they have an AA and a Quap as their 2 supports, which is very bizarre.
No, I mean, yeah, you're definitely right here. This is them deciding which side of the map they want to send Dreamer Cell to. And I mean, what is the side they want to be in? What is the matchup they want for this AM, do you think?
That's the only reason I'm thinking that he might actually just take the mid. I'm pretty sure he's blocking up bottom. It's just because he doesn't want to lane versus Beastmaster. Like Beastmaster, we can see what Beastmasters do. If you don't like heavily support your carry, he's going to be in a really difficult lane. And it's not even just going to be a Beastmaster, it's a full tri-lane. A Quap, AA, Beastmaster, like Dream Assault is going to get like nothing down here.
He's gonna head down there as well, so we'll see if he's gonna be happy with this. But it doesn't look fun.
They're bringing the Tide, and they're sending the Chen top, so Chen can actually divine favor him top if he chooses to get that. So they can save the TP and then swap lanes around to adjust. So we'll see what the choice is, because I'm pretty sure that's exactly why they're setting this up right now.
No, I think yeah for sure. And he's just gonna come in, get some of the XP at least whilst that process gets put in motion. And we'll see how level 1 as well. Counter spell. That's pretty nice against the support Quap. You're going to have that available every time that Dagger is being thrown out. The cooldown's work in your favor.
I didn't really think that he would actually do that. That's hella smart. I like it.
It works, right? What does Zephyr do now? You can never Dagger the AM. You can only Dagger the Phoenix, really, if you want to harass.
He can force it, though.
Okay.
Like he can fake spam. If Dream Assault fucks up once, if Dream Assault messes up once.
No. I know what you mean. Yeah, it's going to be all about sort of the mind games.
Ooh, early morning.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, guys.
Oh, Zephyr. I mean, Dreamercell's keeping his cool, and there we go, dagger's out. I mean, I think Zephyr's going to realize it's going to be sort of hard to ever get the dagger onto this AM.
Yeah.
Because Dreamercell's he's going to be on the ball.
It's still really good to dagger Hyde, right? Even though Hyde is under the tower, so he's got that extra armor and regen, Phoenix has 0 armor, so you get harassed really hard by this duo. And we are seeing Cuckoo get that free farm already. Dreamercell, still okay.
FBZ may just be the first blood here. One more beam to do it, and Raven will find it. First blood for Raven's Luna on this top lane. And the tip's coming out already, so already a bit of banter between the sides.
Yeah, I mean, he's level 1 on the Tide since he went up there late.
On mid.
He's not level 2 yet, and
That's very, very close there. K does just manage to get the bottle out, and Mikoto hit an excellent torrent that allowed him to bring K so low.
They're going to be level 3 on the 2 up top very soon, and Tidehunter is just hitting level 2 now. So they have that high magic damage between the 2 of them here, which is really nice versus Tidehunter in laning phase. They're actually going to send the Phoenix top, bring the Chen bottom to support Dreamercell better. Because now, yeah, exactly. Chen can actually lane versus Beastmaster. He takes over the boar, and he can provide that extra heal so that the anti-mage doesn't have to worry. Phoenix can't actually play in this lane and support Dreamercell properly, so I like this switch up. I like how they identified it quickly too, right?
Yeah.
They didn't wait. Like I see a lot of teams hesitate and not to do the change fast enough. They actually did it pretty quick.
No, this is, I mean, as you say, the AM counters the support Quap, and the Chen counters the offlane Beastmaster. So Boom with an excellent read of how to lane exactly against this. And look at this mid lane. CS is still close up top. AA does end up going down. Boom are able to find Whitemon there, Hyde, and FBZ chase him out of the lane. So something still, obviously, Raven continues to farm underneath the tower pretty happily. And this mid lane, even CS, but I do constantly see Mikoto just keeping K harassed pretty darn low. I mean, already you can see out of bottle charges, and Mikoto just doing an excellent job with the Tidebringer hits to really keep this Ember on his toes.
Yeah, who's going to be the one that... I think Zephyr should get ready to start moving toward that bottom rune pretty soon on this Queen of Pain.
Mid Mikoto is going to try and go for a right bit of an attack here. He's got the Tidebringer hit. Verifies pop by K. Looks like he should be able to get out once more, but now he's totally out of regen K. He's got nothing else for the lane. Meanwhile, Mikoto's got a salve. He's ready to pop, and no courier on its way out. So he's going to just have to hope for this 4-minute rune. But you can see Mikoto is not going to let it happen.
He's got to pray for that bottom rune right now.
Is it that? Oh, it is. He's lucky. He is. Gaben blesses him. I mean, if he didn't get that rune there, yeah, that would have been a pretty brutal conclusion for that lane. Yep.
Still, I mean, he's still pressured pretty hard. I mean, Kunkka's going to end up taking over this lane a little bit here in the last hits, but he'll farm jungle, so they'll even out. Didn't really look at that mid matchup too much because I feel like I've seen Kunkka Ember just trade so many times. Sometimes there's some kills because like the players play it on the edge, but
yeah, and it looks like still K doesn't, he's heading right back, just trying to get the wave back in a good place, blocking it up, and has got his boots being sent out, so a bit more chance to run away if he does get caught in these torrent combos from Mikoto. But Mikoto himself about a wave ahead in XP, so he will be hitting that 6 before K's going to have it himself. So maybe an opportunity for him to find a kill with the full boat combo. Oh, top Hyde.
First Hyde.
He's coming for the bouncy room, but Whitemon's still able to get it. And with the cold feet, he can keep himself safe. Freezes up Hyde and TP's out there. GeekFam able to take that bounty away from them. And we're seeing down bottom, Dreamercell continuing to farm all right, but the same to be said for Cuckoo. But pretty much all of these lanes we're seeing all the cores have a good look in. Nobody's getting totally shut down. Just I guess this top lane where FBZ is having a little bit of a rougher time compared to the other cores, but it's still very close in this first 5 minutes.
For sure. I do see that, I mean, GeekFam, though, they're getting just a little bit more out of it. Top, they're going aggressive on FBZ again. They have a lot of chase room for him, too. And level 3 beam, they should be able to kill this Tidehunter.
Yeah, Raven's just going to run him down, cut through the trees. FBZ trying to hide, but he cannot run. As Raven claims another couple of kills now for Raven in this top lane. As things off to a very nice start for him.
Invisibility.
Oh.
River. He tries to go for Mikoto, but Mikoto does find the Invis rune. This is also going to mean this movement from Zephyr may not work out. They're going to turn. Mikoto with the boat combo onto the Ember, bringing K low, but K's got a Remnant in preparation, and he's even got a Remnant throwback. He's going to go TP back to base and refuel, while Zephyr harasses Bo2 back under the tower. Same time, down bottom, Dreamercell and KezQ able to block off the Beastmaster and kill off Cuckoo.
Very nice. They're actually doing pretty okay bottom. They have to, I mean, they can't fall behind in this game. They can't really make too many mistakes because we look at GeekFam's draft and they're going to take advantage very early in this game, especially with the start that Raven's up to. I mean, Raven all the way at the top, he's got early treads. They can definitely look to set tempo and FBZ again if they want him. Don't step up too far. Watch out, Tidehunter.
Oh, he's
got
confident
the range
hide,
drop.
but
he's got range drop this time, so he's got a good amount more of sustain versus those constant beams that are going to come out.
yeah, it's going to save him against a couple potentially, but here we go. They're in on him. First raindrop taken away, and FBZ is trying to hide, but with the three of them on him, he's not getting out. Once again, a third death on this top lane, a third kill for Raven.
Ooh, Hyde gets away. Yeah, Raven is really starting to snowball up here. Dreamercell is doing okay though too. I mean, he's actually playing really well bottom, and they're pressuring Cuckoo. Look at him actually just hitting him right now. KezQ.
Dire's bottom tower
Can he take over the boar? He cannot.
No, I mean, he's just feeling more than happy to harass because of how much sustain he has. You see with the tango going and the headdress aura and the divine favor, he's got plus 20 HP regen. So he's more than happy to just run in, trade punches, reset, let the passive regen kick in, get him back up to full HP, and it's going to make it very hard for Cuckoo to put any sort of pressure onto this AM now. Yeah,
I think they might move pretty soon. I think maybe Raven comes bottom when he hits level 7, and they look to just pressure the AM lane. I think they should really start looking to do that. I don't think that they should allow this to happen right now. Boom ID just hitting a tower with their catapult with an AM. They should address this. Here comes the rotation. It's just Zephyr for now, though. Catapult's still just going to beat on the tower.
And, you know, we saw earlier, how much Zephyr sort of struggled as this quad to really put any sort of impact in on this lane against this anti-mage and Chen. So, see what Zephyr does do. Just with the amount of regen that they have going, and obviously the AM Dreamercell having that point in the counter spell, there's not a lot that Quap can do other than try and just soak up some XP and farm herself.
Mango tree, FBZ, he's just sitting in the jungle. He can't actually lane top, so Hyde will get good experience. How's our XP doing? Supports are all about the same. Pretty even on that front. It's just Raven really the one who's leading that charge, but I mean, I can't believe how much more farm he is than everybody else. 1200 over the Kunkka and the AM. Already going to start getting the Moonglaves levels.
Yeah. Those kills really added up.
And it's important for... Yeah, and it's important for him to get this type of start too, because like we said, if the game does get super late game, which we'll get to that maybe if they do make some mistakes, AM will win versus Luna most of the time.
Sure, yeah. If this AM
he just like man fights, right? But if Raven's able to set the pace with his team, with that aura being high levels, with the Beastmaster too, yeah, they could definitely look to siege on all these towers pretty soon. But Boom does have good fight around those towers. That Kunkka, that Phoenix, that Tide, they could rally and just let Dreamercell farm on the side of the map if they do fight together.
Yeah, I mean, if they can continue to stall it, there is that world where the AM just does get to the point where he wins this game. As Brown this outpost, trying to take it back in time, but the Roar's out. They'll be able to kill off the Chen. Cuckoo's going to turn over towards Makoto, but the Ravage is out from FBZ onto the two of them, brings down Cuckoo. Over towards Zephyr they look. He jumped in on this, but now his mana has been entirely burnt by Dreamercell. As K, he'll go down. It's a kill for the anti-mage. As GeekFam trying just to sort of throw too many lives into that fight, which almost already felt lost after the Ravage went off and Dreamercell was able to turn up.
Yeah, I mean, I thought Carl was just going to bail because he threw a Remnant down in the river and jumped away, and then he just Remnanted back into all of them during the run buff too. It's like you're probably not going to get kills there versus Ramen with a Chen in the area. Yeah, just tons of team fight on Boom ID and they respond perfectly. But they do not get the outpost in time, so it was two outposts for GeekFam to at least get themselves that XP.
Yeah, it's just, as the Ember, you've got to be careful against this AM. I mean, Dreamercell, he may only just have the 1 point in mana break, but the reality of it is, as an Ember, your mana pool isn't very great at all. And to be able to jump away, you need 150, so chances are, any sort of disable and a few hits from the anti-mage, you're not going to be able to jump yourself out of the fight.
Dire's middle tower.
Most definitely not. I mean, in 10 minutes in already, like, they haven't actually made any rotation to bottom to pressure with Cuckoo, and Cuckoo does have a book up now. So I'm wondering if they are going to make some type of move to group up now, especially to look to pressure that tower. There's no Tidehunter Ravage, and Rum is, I mean, Boat's still kind of on cooldown. I feel like they should really look to pressure a tower here, and they will. Okay, Raven's going to fort bottom. I feel like this should have happened maybe a couple minutes ago, but it's still going to be a good move for them here, as don't know if Boom's going to be able to fight back on this one unless they bring, like, everyone. And they see Hyde.
Yeah,
he's got the egg, but it'll just die if he does use it.
He's going to try and keep his distance. He's going to go for the TP out. Raven, he's got the beam though. Hyde will fall. So Raven just continuing to rack up the kills. This tower will certainly go down. No intention of defending this by Boom. So, you know, even though the net worth is even, it's still the fact that this Luna is hitting a pretty ridiculous mass very early on. You know,
and he's got
having a perfect game.
Yeah, and he has the buff from the Beastmaster. It's the biggest thing. Anti-Mage, his only steroid, I guess you could say, is just like the increased healing he's getting from the Chen. He's not going to ever be as buffed up as this Luna is because of this. Yeah. And I don't believe that they're going to even have... I mean, they're never going to have as many auras. It is going to be at least the Dominator for the Chen in a few moments, but yeah, they're never going to be able to match this side of GeekFam's.
No, I really just feel that, you know, Boom have got to address this Luna issue if they want to try and get to the point where they can hold this game on for Dreamer Cell's anti-mage to be able to carry it. Because at the moment, Raven is just hitting all the timings.
Yep. And he's got max glaives now too, so it's just going to get faster and faster. Still looking to pressure bottom. Rotation is coming now. Mikoto's trying to set up for Raven. Raven is aware. He is backing away. The Hawk, I believe, scouted them out for a moment there.
Just keeping himself in the perfect positions on the map, Raven, and 1k gold away from having the Manta, and then suddenly these sort of setups from Boom aren't going to be quite as easy to perform. And Raven's farm, it's the speed, it's only going to continue, and you're not going to see Dreamer Cell start to catch up until he has that Battle Fury done, of course. And at the moment, still about 1,400 gold away from having that final bit, the Mithril Hammer. So still a bit of time needed until Dreamer Cell can really start to ramp up the farm himself. And of course, that just means more opportunities for GeekFam to group around this Luna and take objectives when they feel ready to do so.
Absolutely. Much more, I feel... This doesn't feel like an SEA game right now from like what we've casted. Usually our games have like 18 kills right now, you know? This is only a 10 kill game right now at 13 minutes. It's very bizarre and calm.
No, it certainly is more relaxed. I mean, I guess it's certainly expected from Boom's half of things. You know, they just sort of want to be passive. They just want to make sure that they don't lose too much early on so Dreamer Cell can have the start that he wants to. And I guess with GeekFam's side, you know, sure, we expect them to be a bit more pushy with their sort of early objective taking, but they probably realize, you know, look, Raven's having such a good game at the moment that we can just play it super safe and only start to really go once he does have like the first big item, like the Manta style, because they're getting away with it. You see the catch there? Able to find Zephyr, the two of them up top. No need for the Ravage, as they'll be able to push on, and this time Boom will be able to take the tier 1 tower. Their first one this game.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
I'm also going to start coming back to start formulating a defense around mid, but FBZ is a little low on the mana, so
and Cuckoo's
no real setup for the Ravage.
Cuckoo's here with the Hawk, so he sees everything in the back lines here with the Book 2 as well. So that mana burn, FBZ will have no mana. He has no stick either. He just gets hit like once or twice by the Necrominion. He's out of mana.
They see that exactly.
Dead.
They know he's got nothing to use to cast the abilities, and he's just down straight away. GeekFam.
Playing Tidehunter versus AA is always difficult.
And Carl, he's even seeing if he can grab either Hyde or Mikoto, but they're sticking to the side, making sure that they don't get caught out. But that's the space they needed. Carl just keeps them pushed back. GeekFam have the space to take another tier 1 tower. And you're now starting to see that 3k gold lead at just 14 minutes in, which is exactly what GeekFam want to be happening.
Absolutely. And they're even looking to pressure more here as they're all gathered up. Kescute will be able to back away. But yeah, when they have a hero like Beastmaster, it's exactly what enables it. I mean, Beastmaster just is like the most ridiculous hero right now, but the Hawk actually does so much work when you're playing in this type of game. It's like you're only really concerned about the anti-mage, and you're gonna have that extra vision all over the place to be able to track his movements. Because the other, I mean, it's just really that AM, right? Like Kunkka, sure, Kunkka can scale and he can be really strong, but Mikoto is not farming at the same pace as the Ember Spirit right now.
Radiant are scanning.
No, that's true. I mean, then I don't know, I mean, what do you feel that's down to? Do you feel that Makoto maybe should have been able to find more setups, or like why has he struggled to keep up with the Ember in this game?
I just don't think he's like literally just hit. I'm not sure actually. I think maybe that's not enough creeps. It's like everybody has their own play style of it, but like I see some players, they usually just farm so hard on this hero that they have the health redundant.
They're cleaning out all the camps and yeah. No, because you're right. You know, we see some of the kunkers in the game, like something like a Nisha kunker or something. It's just consistently he's super farmed, regardless of how the game's going. He'll be in the top spot.
Gets the chains. He positions it perfectly.
He's going to be able to jump out to the side, and yeah, Carl won't be able to get the correct read there as Dreamercell heads up north. And we'll make sure that he stays himself alive. And that is the Battle Fury done. So we've got a 16-minute Battle Fury on Dreamercell. Not about timing at all.
Yep. Very solid for sure. Now he's going to be able to ramp up. They've already lost a good chunk of map control, though, at least on their side of the map. And they are all still gathered. They are still looking to fight around their big ultimates. But it's just so scary for FBZ. Being the front line here as this tide in this game, you're not a front line. You are not tanky. You will die if they initiate on you. And Cuckoo, he doesn't want to force the issue there, as I believe he got purged, so he couldn't move. But all gathered up. Yeah, they're ready to take. I can't believe it's only 6-6. This really doesn't feel like an SEA game.
Nice. It's a much sort of calmer approach from both sides, but still one that at this point does seem to favor GeekFam. I feel sort of until we see Dreamercell having the next item done on top of it, you know, then it gets to the point where, okay, Dreamercell could confidently like push out these side lanes, just get the map in a very difficult position for GeekFam to find an easy way of going to the high ground. You know, until that happens, you've still got to feel that GeekFam are they're the team in the place that they need to be. And Boom just still needs to slow them down that little bit more. Yeah, they're taking advantage of the map much more here. Carl will actually pop the Tidehunter's smoke here in the front. They're trying to catch. Raven is on the low ground here. He's going to start backing up, though. They're going to start making sure that they're safe. All back up together while Carl deals with mid and Zephyr pushes out top. Yeah, GeekFam, they're just getting more out of the map. You see like everyone's hitting creeps a little bit more, and Kunkka still. Mikoto's not really finding so much farm because he's moving around trying to set up for these ganks all over the place. Because he is the setup for their team. Besides him, there's no way that they get ganks. He needs to be the one there. That's what the other charge that they have is an Icarus dive or a Gush to lead the charge. So yeah, it's definitely going to hurt Mikoto's farm quite a bit that he has to do this. I got an extra bit of a setup there, thanks to the RNG of Gaben. The clumsy net is found by Boom, so that will, you know, that's always nice to have as well. We'll see who's going to take hold of that. Is it the given to High? No, okay, he's taking the Philosopher.
No one's taking it.
Oh, someone's going to want to take it. I mean, maybe the Kunkka, maybe Makoto's going to take it. Someone's got to have that. I mean, as you say, you know, any sort of further setup they can have their hands on.
I mean, it's also mana regen. I'd give that to Tide.
Yeah, it's a great item.
I don't care about this Keen Optic. I'd get the Netter for sure.
Oh, boat combo. It's going to be down onto Whitemon, and with the Torrent, be able to hold him in place to allow them to take him down. FBZ will take the kill. I'm sure Dreamercell will be a little disappointed. I'm sure he would love to have found that last hit himself, as his farm is definitely the most important right now. Yeah.
Okay, they're going to give the net, looks like, to Mikoto, which is good. I mean, mana regen, another way to catch. That's all the catch on one guy, though. That's the one thing I don't really like so much. I feel like they should distribute it a little bit more elsewhere. Maybe the Phoenix or someone else carrying it. But let's see what they make the next move in the next 30 seconds, because they do not have an outpost controlled at the moment. They're pinging up top at the moment right now. And Cuckoo and Raven are in the area, but I wonder if they're going to actually contest it. They're seeing the movements now. They're bringing a lot of heroes. Book is up already. FBZ.
He's trying to take this. And he is going to get it back in his favor, but they're going to open up straight away onto him. The Ice Blast is going to clip onto him, and then jump forward from Zephyr. Make sure that there's no threat of the Ravage. The Supernova also being used kind of early. So now for this Roche attempt, Tide's out of the game. Sure, Tide can still buy back and come in with the Ravage, but there's no Supernova follow-up.
There's no Supernova. And they lost the outpost too. So now it actually was double for GeekFam.
Again, right?
It looks like they got 3, yeah, double, yep, again. They did get 3 of the bounty rooms on Boom, so you did see their net worth at least fixed, and Dreamercell's gotten some space to farm. But yeah, no Phoenix Egg. This Roche is going to be pretty tough to contest.
Yeah, let's see. How can they put a stop to it? So they're going to have to tie back within 5.
Dire's bottom tower is
Carl's
And
gonna
look
be able
at
to spam
Raven
them.
as well. 20 minutes, the BKB's done also. So he's got the BKB, the Manta, soon to have the Aegis. If they even do give it to him, maybe Evan might take that
They're
one.
dying to Slight Spam. The Arcane Rune is just destroying them right now.
This Ice Blast is going to pass over the two of them as well. It's going to hit onto KSQ and Makoto. You're right, they just cannot get past this Ember. Carl just says, get away from here. And they have to correspond. They can't push any further. Now they're going to try for the grab on him. He's going to look to time and juke it out, and he does it perfectly. The Remnant dodges the Torrent combo. And Carl in that Arcane Rune, as you say, just single-handedly making sure that no one from Boom can get anywhere near the pit.
Yep. Dreamcell took up all of that space, though. He actually has his full SNY finished.
Okay.
Level 16, too. He's very
catching
far.
up.
He's almost caught up to Raven.
Yeah.
Pressuring Carl as well. Carl's actually out of mana. He's got the stick charges.
And this is the question, you know, can Dreamcell carry this game as the AM? As we've said, you know, looking at the heroes, it's not a bad AM game. There's a lot of damage that he does not care about this match. So you give him time and he's going to be powerful. And interesting as well, I imagine he's probably going to change that, but after the SNY, he's got a Halberd queued up.
Yeah, I saw that as well. I feel like I've seen people doing this lately just because like,
I think he was just doing it for the talisman. I think he's going to get a butterfly, isn't he? Right?
Oh, disassemble. No, he's just
oh,
disassembling
that's
the SNY.
smart.
Cool.
Okay.
Old school trick that people used to do.
Yeah. No, I like it. Yeah, he was able
Makes
to get
him
the
a lot
benefit of the
stronger.
SNY. Now he's got that
Versus
Halberd.
Luna.
Yeah, some big brain plays from Dreamcell. I like this. Maybe he can do it. I mean, he hasn't died yet. He's hitting excellent item timings.
They
You look at the
posed
map, they
the
do
gold
still
lead.
have their tier 2s up as well. It's not like Boom have lost that much. So Dreamcell might just be able to win this game for them.
Yeah, and he did a great job while that whole fight was happening top as we watch Whitemon quickly die by Makoto. But there's actually rotations. Raven wants to fight.
Now he's going to come in with the Eclipse. He's going to drop it straight away on towards Makoto. Makoto will try his best to run, but Raven's staying on top of him. The backup inbound as Carl closes the gap with the Remnant. Slight out and Chains catching FBZ. FBZ does have the Ravage though. Space is created for Makoto to get out to the side. FBZ is going to jump forward. Lands the Ravage onto Carl. Space is there for Dreamcell to come in and they're cleaning him up. He's rooted down in place. Carl will fall. Boom, they've taken one. They want to find another. They jump over towards Cuckoo. Dreamcell, he's cleaning up with the help of the boys. It's 2-0-4. This anti-mage, just one fight or sort of a minute's farm away from taking over Raven's top spot. And Dreamcell, he absolutely can take this game on his shoulders and win this.
For sure. Level 18 out. I mean, they did such a great job. Even though that whole time where they actually egged up top and they fought like the Roche happened from GeekFam, Dreamcell got all 4 bounty rooms and he farmed I think 2 or 3 ancients and all the bottom. That was actually quite a lot of space for him, and he's taking it perfectly. And if he can get to the point where he has Manta and a Basher, I feel like they just win this game. It's gonna be really hard for GeekFam if they don't start playing. If they don't start kind of rushing and pressing the issue forward. They still have 2 minutes left on the Aegis, so we'll see what GeekFam decides to do with that, but I really think that they need to not make another mistake. One more mistake could just cost them the game entirely.
Yeah, like they had that lead. It looked like things were going sort of to the timings the GeekFam wanted, but maybe just they weren't able to do that much on the map. As I say, all the tier 2 towers are still there. They didn't try and push those down with the Lunar Beastmaster. Sure, they do have the Aegis on Raven, so still might be able to get a lot done with that. But yeah, Dreamcell is just cleaning up the map in as most efficient form as possible.
Yeah, he's pretty much has Manta done. He can turn up the fights with his team. Manta plus the Halberd plus Battle Fury with Pupil's Gift. Like this, he's stacked. And the damage that's coming up with GeekFam, sure they have okay physical, but he should be able to side decently as Cuckoo bottom actually roars. And Hyde
Try and run.
will go down.
As Hyde will go down, and Cuckoo is just going to be saved by Zephyr coming in with that mech. Spirit Vessel will not be enough damage, so that mech charge, absolutely important that came through from Zephyr. So good save from him to keep Cuckoo alive.
Yeah, it's really close. Do they have anything else that can heal him up? Because he's really low. No, okay, they have salves. I was like, who's got the shovel? Someone had a shovel. He'll get salved up and he'll be able to sustain. Yeah. All right. See GeekFam. Gotta press the issue here.
Yeah, they gotta push up. They've got to go high ground or something soon. Dreamcell he's taken over. He is at that top spot. And it's just going to be so hard for their lineup to kill this AM.
Do they continue? They do not. They're going to back it up. Aegis is going to be ticking out about 30 seconds, so it's a bit scary to push forward there when that is going to be happening. Maybe just position themselves to push mid a little bit. But you see Dreamacell, he's going to start knocking on theirs. Force reaction.
Worthy treatment.
They really need a Blink Dagger on Cuckoo. Okay, he is building it. He's very close to. I feel like they don't really have the catch for the AM until he has this at all.
I mean, even then, it's not easy, right? With the counter spell and the Manta, there's going to be ways for him to have a chance, at least, of reacting to any sort of blink initiation, unless Cuckoo's able to really do it off the back of a smoke or from the fog.
Yep.
It's not easy, and if they don't sort of get that and throw everything down on him, they're probably not going to get him.
Ooh, AA Blast kind of wasted there. The chains were not used by K. He knows that he's Manta anyway, so didn't decide to throw it. It actually will clip him there. He is frostbitten for a moment, but they aren't going to look to actually pressure it. K just wants to finish up his BKB so he can be safer in the fights and actually commit forward.
I see what the plan is here from GeekFam. They're up again as 4. Do have the smokes on Whitemon. There's a ward down though, so I mean they'll be able to pick this up it.
They'll get to kill that ward. Wait, they're not killing it.
Oh, so it was almost like they're ignoring it. They're like, okay. I was like, hang on, they do have this Necro book, don't they? Yeah, they take the ward away. Still no usage of the smoke. Carl holding on top. Okay, maybe they were waiting for this. Carl's now got the BKB on Ember.
Yeah, double BKB on Mikoto as well. Roar on FBZ.
They're going to try and blow up the tide. FBZ's going to get the chance to put the Ravage, but the BKB was out from Raven.
Oh, the
chains onto this Supernova. This Supernova's dead. It's not going to be successful. They're taken down in a second. They'll look over towards Mikoto with the last remaining seconds of his BKB. He will TP out, but Carl, he's diving in for more. Finds Kescute. This is exactly the sort of fight the GeekFam's lineup needed to find. Now, sort of the question is, what can they do with this? They killed 3 heroes that they need to push in. They've got to take something away from Boom for this.
Yeah, Satanic is finished on Luna, but yeah, they need to press. I mean, I guess they can pressure down bottom since it's away from the top lane, and Carl can, I believe he has a Remnant down in mid somewhere, right? Yeah, he has a Remnant down in mid, so he can push, deep push top a bit here versus Dreamacell, but he can't stand toe-to-toe with him. So be a little cautious. And yeah, that fight was very well executed. They had a Hawk actually on the left side of the map, watching the positioning of 2 heroes. So they saw the Tidehunter split. They made the instant jump, and then beautiful chains, of course, from that Ember. Have to be careful with those eggs, especially versus these double BKBs that are now finished. They can just turn and hit it.
Yeah, not an easy game at all for Hyde to contribute with the art, unless they do it in sort of perfect synergy with a Ravage from FBZ and say a boat follow-up from Mikoto. You know, they do have good AoE control to try and keep the egg safe, but it's got to be flawless.
Yeah. Again.
And they go, raw, onto Mikoto. They'll be able to drop him
dead.
Quick and easy. The BKB won't save him.
Hyde goes down as well.
Enough damage. Again, they've killed 2. They do for more here. They've got the vision onto Kescute. They jump forward. They'll take down the Chen. So another successful fight for them. Of course, whilst this all happens, Dreamacell still continuing to not be a part of it.
Top tower is under attack.
See what GeekFam can do. They can take the tier 1 tower. They've got the creep wave moving in on mid as well.
Top tower has fallen.
Dreamacell has his Basher, and he has a Titan Sliver with his Halberd, so he has that like crazy status resistant, a lot of damage now coming forward.
He could
actually just hit on the base. Yeah, exactly. And K has to be careful. If he just gets bashed up a couple times, he could actually just die. There's one bash.
I mean, he's going to put the BKB. He has to, but he's still out of mana and such. I mean, you're just seeing already the potential of how many issues this Dreamacell anti-mage is going to cause. Like, who sort of goes back to deal with it successfully? Sure, you slowed him down there, but it's not an easy defense. You know, Carl having to use a BKB charge, Dreamacell falling under no threat to his own life himself.
The only scary thing for them, well, not only, but one of the scary things for Boom ID, though, is it's just Dreamacell farming. We've talked about farming. Mikoto is completely off the spectrum of farm now. He's all the way down at like 11k below Beastmaster. Raven standing in front lines already with an Eagle Song. Oh, both teams, 10 heroes. They want this outpost fight.
Oh, more from Cuckoo. Eyes blast onto him into the Sonic Wave. He'll pop the Ravage. It's not going to do anything at all. He's dead. Raven just turns and hits it. In fact, no, he doesn't feel confident in finishing it off. I think they could have finished it. They back away. This is going to leave Cuckoo in a bit of a vulnerable position as Dreamacell takes him down. Dreamacell jumping over, looking for more. Zephyr, he blinked into Dreamacell. Dreamacell will see what his options are going to be. He's going to back off for now. Just be a little careful. They know that the BKBs have been used to keep the illusion onto Raven. So Raven, low on the mana. The bow combo will miss, though, from Makoto. So Raven's able to step to the side. Carl pots the BKB, but he himself has lost his mana. Dreamercell getting frozen in position, but still the opportunity's there for him to blink out to safety. They couldn't quite keep him locked down long enough.
That status resist actually probably saved his life. I can't believe he actually got frozen. Look how low he actually ends up getting. The Rum buff plus his status resist really protecting him there. We see Chen makes the move toward top. He should be able to get the bounties, and I believe he's Divine favoring the AM top. So he still will be able to keep his place on the map and farm. Approaching that Satanic. Yeah, they messed up though. They doubted themselves about killing that egg.
I think they could have killed it.
I think they miscommunicated. Raven's like, I can't do this alone, and then Zephyr blinked in, and then they'd already turned back, and it was too late for him to turn again.
Oh, Dreamercell finding freebies. Finds Whitemon, instantly gets on top of him. He's going to turn over towards Carl as well. I mean, notice that Carl's BKB is still on cooldown after that last fight. Zephyr coming in from the side. Dreamercell, he's still just trying to stay on top of this Ember. Now there's a lot of heroes here from GeekFam. We've got to be careful. He tries with the Roar, but the counter spell throws it straight back into the face of Cuckoo. As this is the difficulty in sort of any sort of open fight where Boomer have the vision, Dreamercell is going to be able to use the counter.
Absolutely. He's still like the only one farming on their team though, so I think if GeekFam is able to set up and pick up some more disable like a Hex on somebody, that could be huge. We are seeing them try to take advantage though here and go into this Roche pit. Roar on cooldown. That AA is going to be up in a moment here, so that AA blast is going to fly over. And Raven has a butterfly finished up, so much harder now for Dreamercell to stand toe-to-toe versus him.
Yeah, and you see next up on his shopping list will be that Rapier, and absolutely necessary. They've got to make sure that when Dreamercell does blink in, that they just have the damage to kill him off during the limited amount of lockdown that they can actually use on him because of the high status resist. So yeah, the Rapier absolutely necessary for Raven now that this game has got to this point where, you know, GeekFam, they haven't been able to run them over into 25 minutes. We're getting to the later portion. And Raven, you know, he is going to be able to get it, and still, you know, you see sort of the battle between Raven and Dreamercell at the top. It's been so close for sort of the entirety of the second half. You know, ever since the Battle Fury was there, Dreamercell picked it up, but Raven's been able to keep himself level.
Yeah, he's been able to join the fights a little bit better with his team as well, 7-0-4 compared to what Dreamercell. So he's 4-0-4, but Raven getting a little more involved with his team. So this is actually a sick approach here. Cuckoo going for the Shadow Blade this game. So that's one way you can avoid that counter spell as well, too, to get a roar off.
Yeah, very important
there. Oh, Chen creeps all just got slaughtered. AM commits
Raven's heading in.
Pit.
They do want to try and push this away. There's the Roar. It's going to be out to FPZ. They're going to look to blow up the tide. Can they do so in time? Sonic Wave comes out. FPZ will go down. Didn't get the chance to pop his Ravage. Buys back straight away. Supernova used, but GeekFam able to stay clear to the side. So GeekFam, they want to go in and take this away. Dreamers, he just blinks in. He feels that confident right now of how tanky he is, and it's going to work. FBZ commits with the Ravage. They're on top of the Zephyr. They're going to get both of them. Cuckoo as well, found in the combo. Over towards Raven they go. Raven, he's still got BKB. He's still got Manta Satanic. He pops it all with the Eclipse. He's trying to fight back, but it's him against the fourth, and he's totally alone. Back in the pit, Carl does finish off Roshan, get the Aegis for himself on GeekFam. And Raven, he's actually killed off one of them, but he is going to lose his life for it. Not enough life steal to stay alive against these two, or is it? He's got a greater fairy fire. But there's the Mana Void finisher from Dreamercell. Will be able to take Raven out of the game. So GeekFam, they get something. They are able to get the Roche kill. They do manage to get and preserve the Aegis on the cheese on Carl. But still, overall, it's just Dreamercell winning these fights. Raven gets taken out. Dreamercell now with the completed Satanic on top of the Basher.
Oh man, yeah, he's gonna be extremely hard to kill. It's a decision they had to make though, GeekFam. It was like Raven was cut off from the rest of the team, and that Roche was at 1,000 HP. Carl made the choice, either help Raven, take the Roche. Aegis and Cheese might actually just be a better choice for him, because now when Raven's back up, he's got a lot more in the tank to survive. Because if he does, like, he already had the Greater Fairy Fire and the Satanic, and he was holding his ground pretty well versus that AM. So Cheese could be really strong in these next few moments when they respawn and go. But yeah, Dreamercell, he's making him work for this game for sure. And they're buffing him up however possible. Mikoto has a Solar Crest finish too now, so another thing to throw onto Dreamercell to make him stronger.
to GeekFam. I mean, obviously, as we mentioned, that Rapier was queued up by Raven, but those sort of deaths are really going to slow down that final finishing item that he needs to have to really be able to stand a chance against this AM and the backup that Dreamer Cell has. And he's still, many thousands of gold away from it.
Mm-hmm. And I think if you look, he's level 23. Dreamer Cell's approaching level 27, so that insane critical mass is going to get there pretty quickly for him. And they do have the tools to back him up. Now with Solar Press done, they have the Phoenix and the Tide and the Chen to enable this AM. GeekFam. Raven now has the cheese.
It's coming
leading
over.
The charge.
Yeah, Raven going straight forth on towards KSQ. Carl's going to jump in with the remnants, but he's getting bashed. His mana's getting low. Tara won't quite catch on to anyone. They do manage to finish off KSQ's Chen, and Carly's still chasing. Feels strong with the Aegis. Dreamer Cell's going to come around from the side. Supernova is going to be popped. They have the X combo to keep Carl in range of it. They'll take him down the once. See if they want to do it again. Dreamer Cell has the Abyssal. Cuckoo comes out the invis. He's looking for a target with the Roar. He's going to be able to cut down the trees. They should be able to find Makoto here. Makoto pots the BKB, but the Roar holding him in place. GeekFam will claim the life of the Kunkka as well. Immediately though, Dreamer Cell, realizing the fight's lost, he heads over to mid, starts to push it out. And again, this anti-mage just constantly making sure that even when GeekFam do win the fights, it's so hard for them to push on for more.
He's going to try for K again. He has an Abyssal as well to follow. Lincoln does get procced. We'll be okay. Halberd could pop the Lincolns, and then he also has the Abyssal, and then he has Mana Void later on. Yep, it's nice. He doesn't have too much mana to work with though when he has to pop everything. Like, he only has 879, and look how much he spent. Like, 100 on the Halberd, 125 mana, 75 Abyssal, and then 275 on Mana Void. And he did take the Mana Void cooldown too. So it's going to be tough for him to get a couple.
As long as he's picking them up where his teammates are, he can always reset himself and quickly recover that mana loss.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Top GeekFam. Well, starting to put the pressure back on this final tier 2 tower they wish to take down. We'll see if Boom do want to hold on to it. They want to take a fight outside of the base. Dreamer Cell is here. Over to the side, there you go. I'll get the vision out, but the tier 2 goes down. GeekFam now at the point where the potential of going high ground in any of the lanes is there. Still Dreamer Cell making sure that creep waves are just constantly pushed out and keeping his half of the map as safe as possible from the threat of this 5-man push that GeekFam do have. And with the tower going down, Raven now 2,000 gold, and Rapier will be there. So if we see this game go for a couple more minutes where GeekFam don't get dragged into a fight, Raven should be able to get that picked up before the next one.
Mm-hmm. It's a really good Rapier game too, because he's versus an AM who has Halberd. Like that True Strike is going to be really strong versus him to actually focus fire, which they haven't been able to do so well in this game, as he's still 605. And a leveler for Raven.
Yeah, that's lovely for Raven. Pretty much I think that is the best tier 4 item he could wish for going for this sort of build with the Rapier involved. They're going to try and fight. Forward. Dreamer Cell's able to get the jump straight on to Cuckoo. Cuckoo's going to run. He's got the silver edge to get him out of there. He will be able to make it away. Now they'll try and turn. Chains onto KSQ. KSQ caught up the side, tries to force himself out. The Supernova's used. Carl popping the BKB, stays on top of the Chen, kills him off, and gets out of range of the Supernova explosion. Raven turns his attention over towards Hyde, but still a dive at the ready. Hyde can jump out. Dreamer Cell, he's turning. Raven, he walked into this. Dreamer Cell, just being a little too careful though. Doesn't want to try and jump back in on the Luna. Knows that there's still the potential threat of the Raw. I mean, sure, Cuckoo's mana's low, but he's got enough for it right now. And Raw was not used, so still have to be wary of that. See what GeekFam can do. Again, it's just one down. It's just the Chen.
Ooh, Prince's knife. Decent item versus that AM that they just picked up there, if they'd like to put that on Zephyr. Yeah, he's got it already picked up, so they've got a little bit of a mini Hex now to play versus him as well.
Now the question is, if you're Raven, do you try and hope that you get the farm, or do you just straight up sell the cheese? I mean, you're not going to have a slot for it. Or is it just never valued to sell the cheese? Do you ever sell the cheese?
Never sell the cheese. No, never. It's a second life.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. He's going to have the money for the Rapier regardless.
Yeah, and it's just like, especially in a game like this, like it's not just about the heal. The mana too is it's really big versus an AM who's level 27. jump forward. They break the Lincolns.
They do. And with the bash, Carl's got no escape. Or has he? The Sonic Wave pushes him off to the side, and the BKB will be there. So able to save him there. Nice play from Zephyr, pushing back that attempt onto Carl, saving the Ember.
Okay, and they actually switched the Prince's Knife onto the Ember, so he can do the slight hex thing. So that could be pretty nice too.
Raven, he's sort of having cold feet about the Rapier purchase. He's queuing up the Daedalus instead. I mean, do you sort of feel that there is definitely an argument for not necessarily feeling that you have to go for the risk of the Rapier this game? I mean, yeah, he is going to commit to the Daedalus. So sorry for all of those who were getting excited for some Rapier action. It's not going to happen, at least not yet. Not yet, as Raven goes for the Daedalus, the safer purchase.
Probably just thinks that he can kill everybody else. And then they can just ignore the anti-mage and end the game, even if he's inside the midst of all of them, I guess. That would be one thing. But now it's a Butterfly on top for Dreamcell too. So, I mean, Dreamcell is very likely not dying, but the rest of his team probably will, if they just don't focus the AM.
Both carries about a similar amount of gold away from buyback themselves. They're just over 1,000 gold off at each, so something to keep in mind when we do see the next fight kick off. And Boom are going to smoke. They're gonna try and move out and see if they can catch something here.
Smoke on smoke. Is that outpost again, by the way, by the Dire, both of them at the 40 minute? I think it was. I think they've had an outpost the whole game.
It was. Yeah, it was outpost again at 40 minutes. Both in Dire's control.
15,000 experience lead, 12,000 gold lead. It's really just Dreamcell up at the top there. Yeah. Amongst all of GeekFam.
Can Dreamcell carry it? So far, it looks so good.
We're going to get a Rapier for sure, at least on one side this game, it looks like.
No, they're going to go for Roche GeekFam. Yeah, they should be able to do this pretty quickly. And it doesn't look like Boom's aware of this.
Yeah, is what, Aghanims for the Ember here?
Yeah, I think it's got to be right.
I mean,
maybe for Raven. I mean, Axe Eclipse is nice. Yeah, okay, he's going to take it. Raven wants it. I mean, it's obviously very nice. It has a great bit of mixed damage now. Could just throw down the ult on an area of the playing field and make it hard for Boom to fight into. Sure, Dreamcell's not going to care too much because he's an anti-mage, but the rest of the squad still, you know, you can't underestimate how good Aghanim's Luna is.
Yeah, I mean, like we said, they're just going to kill everybody besides the anti-mage and then just focus on him afterwards. So this makes their fight quite a bit stronger for whoever jumps into the back. Phoenix, now level 18, has finally got that level 3 Supernova. Boomedi trying to stay positioned around this area to catch them off guard. The one ward that they do have right now on this high ground. 1 of 2. Luna all buffed up in the...
Dreamcell's going to get the jump. He did straight away on to Zephyr. Zephyr's still able to get the blink off. They turn their attention over towards Raven. Raven, the new focus. The bash is coming into play. Raven pops the BKB. He's fine. They won't be able to get anyone that they jump on there. Boom, and now GeekFam, they've managed to find Hyde on the side. He's already used the Supernova. Does have to flicker to the edge, and that's going to save it. The flicker keeps the man alive.
Flick, that's the first time I've seen Flicker do the right direction. Usually it blinks you into
jumps into the side perfectly. I mean, the Dispel, of course, just taking all the debuffs off. And Hyde's able to live.
That's so nice, actually, versus that Orchid, because he was going to die for sure. Yeah. Just able to Dispel it off, disengage. But still, that huge lead for GeekFam. It's really starting to show itself even more so. More anti-mage. All alone amongst those Dire heroes.
Fit for a queen.
Let's see what they can go for now. Outside of the base, GeekFam, Cuckoo. Looking to set up with the Silver Edge.
The Leveler, Ravens, they're going to destroy these buildings. So as soon as this tier 3 drops, like, those Rax is going to die so fast.
Oh yeah, look at it go. It's going to open up. They do have the fortification.
They have a repair kit as well on the Phoenix, so Hyde has been backpacking that one for a while.
Oh, they're going to be exposed soon. Repair kit.
Going right through it.
Oh, they're not going to be able to push him back, and they're going to open up with the X combo onto him. See if they can take him down the once. Raven pops the man to turns, pops the Satanic as well. He's beating into Dreamcell. Dreamcell has to get back out of there. The Dreamcell
got to be so careful if he gets roared. He's being really cautious with those counter spells.
There's Raven back onto finishing this tier 3 tower. This time he will be able to put an end to his existence. The tower falls. Now onto the Rax. These glaives, they are going to start to chip away at Boom. They're bringing Raven low, still not really feeling confident enough to commit and really try and force that Aegis off him, though. They know how hard that is.
Yeah, Satanic's back up too. Raven gonna back up. He's gonna heal. Ember pushes out top while he also has a Remnant bottom. But looks at Dreamcell. He wants to hunt, but he's under a ward. They do see that. And as you mentioned, look inside of his backpack. 9 mangoes. So he is making sure that they utilize that mango tree at its maximum. And Ember probably gonna rejoin his buddies down bottom in a moment after he goes for the next wave, it looks like. But Dreamcell will pressure him.
There we go. Raven's going to do it too. There it is.
It's
for those
on.
of you that were hoping for some rapier action, the rapier action has been confirmed. As Raven's got the rapier being sent over to him right now, feeling confident that he can hold it without buyback, seeing as he has that Aegis. And onto the racks they are. They're taking them away, but there's the other one. Oh, it's double rapier, boys and girls. Dreamcell's got his completed as well. Bottom lane, though, these racks are going down. And Boom not yet to commit, so the racks will fall. Dreamcell jumping in, he's going to Abyssal in, but
Glimmer.
the Glimmer actually going to be able to keep the Aegis. No, they're not. The Gush finishes him off.
Titanic.
Oh, he's not going to have it for that second life. Maybe if they notice, they'll try and commit on him. Already on the backlines, Carl, he's going to jump in onto Kezcute. Chen's gone. Turn with the Raw. Mikoto getting destroyed by the Aghanim's Eclipse. Raven just tears him apart. Double buyback coming out from Boom. As
No
Raven,
buyback for Mikoto, though.
they've got the Gush on him. Dreamcell's in. He's trying to commit, but Dream's been hexed. Oh, the Prince is now causing a bit of an issue, but not enough of an issue. As Raven falling low.
Oh, Raven.
more than fine. He's getting out of range off the Supernova. Dreamcell turns over towards the AA. Blink
Down
forward.
Raven.
He's found him. The
Double
rapier
rapier.
hits the deck. Dreamcell, he's dual wielding, baby. Double rapier on the anti-mage. Raven dead for 90 seconds. No buyback. As Boom, they may lose the Rex, but they hold. And now the game is theirs for them to run down mid.
Cuckoo.
What have GeekFam got? They have got a fortification, but no Raven for 80 seconds. And Dreamcell, he's got double rapier.
He's hitting for over 1,000 at the moment. Cuckoo, he's trying desperately to cut the wave, pull it back so they can't go and hit the base, because Raven does not have that buyback. If he gives his life, I think he's fine with this. But one range creep.
One range
it goes
creep.
forward. One
It
range
stays
creep.
strong to the cause of Boom ID.
Dreamcell. Guard
As
it
long
with
as
your
he
life.
can keep that fine, keep it alive, he'll be able to take down the backdoor protection and push on and do some serious damage, and at the least force out the buyback from Carl.
He's definitely gonna have to buy back. He might just be able to go for tier 4s after he hits this one.
Dire's middle
Gonna
tower
play it safe and
has
just go for the
fallen.
racks at the moment, not knowing about Raven's lack of buyback, but they're pinging tier 4s. They know.
They're realizing.
Middle tower
They're like, dude, he just bought a rapier. Pretty soon after he bought the Daedalus, he's not going to have the money for the buyback. Carl
got
comes in
the
with it.
roar.
Kuku does find the roar. And do commit onto Dreamcell. Ice Blast connects, but he's forced to the side. He's fine for now. Jump forward with the Remnants. Carl's looking for FBC. FBC out of mana. Another Remnant fourth. They've killed up the Tide. And Dreamcell jumping into the base. Doesn't manage to find a lock onto anybody. Turns over towards Zephyr. Moves in with the Abyssal Blade. Zephyr in trouble. The root into the Torrent, holding him in place. Zephyr will fall. Another kill for Dreamcell. Zephyr has got buyback available. The backdoor protection taken off as the creeps move down mid. Raven's back up in a few seconds, but does he really have the power to deal with this double rapier anti-mage as Dreamcell? He is just destroying the base. The top racks are gone.
My God.
Dire's top barracks has fallen.
How can GeekFam regain a hold here? They're gonna try for a smoke out. Cuckoo has got Raw back in 10 seconds.
Ready for this. Look at this Dreamcell. The back of his team all in the area too. He eats a moon shard. He's ready to jump on anybody that he does see. Gets hexed from the Prince's Knife, the roar.
And there it is. Eclipse just committed straight away onto the middle of it all. Takes out FBZ. Mikoto's in trouble. He will get the BKB off Dreamcell. He's going for the squishes on the backlines. But Zephyr with the Ghost Scepter, he's able to keep himself alive. Dreamcell has to blink out for now. They've lost the Tide. Quick Prince's Knife proc onto Hyde. Cuckoo jumps forward. He has to dive away, but GeekFam, they're chasing. They're pushing
forward.
back. Boom. The silence onto Mikoto. BKB popped by Carl. Dreamcell tries to turn, but again, he has to reset, keep the distance. Mikoto taking heavy hits from Raven as he commits with the BKB. The Prince's Knife comes out again, and he's dead. They've lost the Kunkka. 3 dead on Boom ID. Only Kezcute and Dreamcell left alive.
Radiant's middle
And in terms of their buybacks, there is no buyback on the Tide. There is no buyback on the Phoenix. And of course, Raven, regardless of the fact that he doesn't have the rapiers, he still hits hard.
Oh my God. These fights are absolutely crazy. They're just focusing. I mean, they've been focusing this Tide the entire game, not letting him get anything off. But it's the same thing that we were saying. They're isolating Dreamcell. And although he does have a double rapier and everything like that, his health was actually quite fragile. I think he didn't have his Manta inside of his bags. He only had like 2,000 HP. So he was getting was getting controlled quite heavily by the Eclipse mini stuns too. When his BKB does go down, he has to be careful of just getting chain lockdown by those mini stuns, because status resist doesn't help you versus that. They will keep proccing on you and making your life a lot more difficult in the fight.
No, we saw the car was just constantly keeping the Spirit Vessel charges thrown on him.
That as well, yeah.
And he just had to keep getting out. He couldn't rely on the life to keep him alive, and now down mid, they're going for it. GeekFam's going to look to close up the game. Dreamer Cell, he's got to put together his final stand, and here it is. Jumps in onto Cuckoo. That's a dieback. Cuckoo brought back to offer his aura to help
Level 30.
try the tier 4s there. He's chasing for more. He's got that BKB, will come to an end. Raven turns, starts to play back the silence. The fear for the quad, but he has the Manta, pops it, turns over towards the Ember, jumps deep, trying to avoid the front lines of the fight. Carl with his own BKB, looks towards Makoto. The Torrent Storm holding back Whitemon, over to Zephyr he goes. Zephyr, the Ravage, the fear is holding Dreamer Cell, but Dreamer Cell, he can jump over, get on top of Raven. Raven is dead. GeekFam have lost the fight, and by the looks of it, have lost the war as well. They know without the buybacks, this game is over and done. Dreamer Cell's anti-mage takes the win. 14-0-5, 2 rapiers in his inventory. I mean, he couldn't have played it any better. I mean, an excellent game from both parties, and sort of felt like
No, as of first week, it has like
10
a
seconds
85% win rate out of like 6-7 games.
I'm very
5
confused at
seconds
why people are not picking Klings against Beastmaster, because like this has been the answer for Beastmaster in the Europe or the NA region. RTZ was the one that brought this up, I believe, but
Radiant
it seems
team
like
back.
Southeast Asia has not keep up to the fashion.
Yeah, I mean, there was one player, I think, that picked up the clicks, but that was during the qualifiers coming into the league.
Yeah.
It's not the regular season.
Yeah, it was LGD International. It was played by Brian. That game was pretty catastrophic for them. The Klings never really got to shine the entire game.
I mean, that was also a position 4 clicks. That
Yeah.
wasn't the
Which-
typical core clicks that
Yeah.
we're used
Yeah.
to seeing.
That which is what made it worse, right? Because position 4 Klings, if you're not doing anything in the first 15 minutes, you're not doing anything for the rest of the game. So it's pretty unfortunate that that was the only Klings pick we saw.
Well, Kunkka making it to the first phase of the ban. I mean, this opens up Amber, opens up Quap as well. And we are seeing how good the boat ram is against the Luna ultimates.
Oh yeah, we remember like he took a full Eclipse and he didn't die.
Yeah, he did not even fall below 50% HP, so that's crazy.
Yeah,
and
even-
Tidehunter again, they're getting rid of all these big ultimates of Boom Esports.
This is really peculiar though, because this is a first phase ban for Tidehunter, and he was picked up last in the last game.
They're probably worried that Boom Esports, after the last game, they might just prioritize this Tide for the first two picks.
But isn't Tide also vulnerable to counter picks for his laning stage? He's great versus melee matchups, but we also saw during the Luna and against mostly range matchups, he kind of struggles.
Yeah, but he's pretty much perfect in a 4 Protect 1 strategy, I feel.
Yeah.
Because when you always want to drag the game towards 40 to 50 minutes, and those are the times that your opponent carries, their PKB duration is going to be low. So that's where a Tidehunter can shine.
Yeah, I think if they're that worried, they know it's a good choice to ban it out. But for Protect 1, there are a lot of ways. The Legion Commander, Mars, we've seen the Centaur as well. These are heroes that can also, back up the 4 Protect 1 strat.
Are there any heroes during this week that we haven't seen since week 1?
Oh, we haven't seen Visage.
Visage, yeah.
I mean, it was mostly T1 that played the Visage, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, T1 played Visage. I think it was only T1 so far in this league.
Hang on.
Was there another Visage game?
We've had a couple Visage games. I know T1 definitely played it. I have a feel at the back
Oh
of
yeah,
my...
Boom Esports played Visage against Fnatic, but they lost.
Oh, that was this week though.
Yeah, that was this
Yeah.
week. Yeah.
This week.
So we've seen one Visage pick.
5 seconds.
However, GeekFam's gonna first pick snatching the Phoenix away from Boom Esports. Like, GeekFam themselves is a big fan of Phoenix as well, because they love this teamfight intensive lineup.
Yeah, and the fact that Boom banned that Snapfire, GeekFam is like, alright, that's a free Phoenix pick. I think Boom Esports was setting themselves up to pick the Phoenix, but unfortunately they didn't have the first pick, and GeekFam immediately recognized that opportunity to snatch the
Yeah,
Phoenix away.
now Boom Esports is a little bit panicked because they are spending a lot of time of their reserve just for this first 2 pick.
They can go for the Beastmaster Quap opening like what GeekFam did. One pick that I really want to see pick up more often is the Necrophos. I feel like Necrophos, it hasn't been banned too often, but there are a lot of situations where I feel like a Necrophos pick would have been awesome when you're up against a lineup like an IO Gyro lineup or like a hard carry, like when the enemy has Spectre, the Necrophos is always going to be great.
It's particularly good against single core lineup as
Yeah.
well. And
It's
we
like
know
the-
that Boom Esports, Mikoto loves that hero.
Yeah,
So we might see.
And it's like, it's just like dealing with a single core lineup using Enigma, right? You just black hole the one core and you pretty much did 80% of the job.
Speaking about Enigma, that's the hero we haven't seen this week.
Yeah, it's not banned either.
Yeah. Alright. They're really using a lot of reserve time. I don't know if this is healthy for them.
Yeah, I think the Phoenix pick really caught them off guard, right? They didn't think it through. The GeekFam would just snatch the Phoenix away, so kudos to GeekFam for that move. But this is really using up a lot of time.
This is a big victory already in terms of drafting.
Yeah, you just straight up win. Like in terms of taking...
I don't know if you win that early, but...
you win the early phase, right? That's like you increase your chance.
Yeah,
you're already messing
definitely.
with Boom Esports'
You
strat.
make it sound as if after the draft, the team gets extra gold depending on how much time extra they have left
I
over.
mean, they have a mental advantage right now.
Yes.
So GeekFam is probably thinking to themselves, yes guys, we choked them, we caught them off guard, and they'll instantly go for the DK DK pick. So right now, GeekFam is really not giving too much of a time for Boomisaur to think it through.
Yeah, they themselves have a lot of time to think it through. Like, okay, you know, if Boomisaur picks this, I think the DK pick he doesn't really care about what Boomisaur's pick. You know, there's always going to be a good pick in most situations.
Well, this was a perfect setup for the DK as well, because normally he melts to heroes like Snapfire and Phoenix, right? Early game magic damage, his armor doesn't do anything.
This is where I want to see the Necrophos.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing too. If there's a good Necrophos game, this might be it.
Yeah.
But they have to be careful of Oracle or Shadow Demon. These are the heroes that really counters the Necrophos, and Whitemon plays them a lot too.
Yeah, we haven't seen Shadow Demon at all. Oracle, I don't think we've seen Oracle, have we? I think once. I think we've seen Oracle once.
We have seen Oracle. It may have been during the first week, because this week
Not really.
definitely
Yeah.
no Oracle.
I want to see more Shadow Demon though. Like Shadow Demon has been very popular during last month, especially at the China region.
Yeah, Oracle
Especially on Post 4.
Oracle has been picked 3 times and won 2 out of his 3 games.
Do
But
you know what teams picked the Oracle?
I gotta go back to that.
Gotta go back in time.
Yeah, gotta go back in time while we
Well,
while we continue on this.
well, I'll let you go on your journey, Husky. We'll see you in just a moment. So we're looking for our next pick here for Boom Esports. I'm wondering what their solution is for the DK. Of course, the Necrophos was a good suggestion, but is there anything else that Boom play that could potentially deal with the DK?
Well, we have seen sometimes teams go for Viper to counter the DK. But if you do that, GeekFam can always flex the DK to position 4 or 3, so it makes the counter less effective. But Boomisaur, they are going to stay with their course and go for the Chen.
Alright, so I've got it. Out of 3 Oracle
Welcome
games, Adroit played 1 Oracle game, T1 played the other 2, and the other 2 the 2 victories are from T1.
Ah, okay.
Yep.
Alright, fair enough. Actually, looking at the Chen, wouldn't the Chen be a pretty good pick against the DK since you have the Penitence?
The early on you can punish the DK pretty well. The DK have no way of clearing the Chen creep.
Not until you get to like really high level.
High level.
We have seen Carl just explode with his DK just yesterday. He got like this level 18 Black Dragon really fast.
Oh yeah.
Oh, he was huge on that DK.
Yeah.
And he had the Bloodlust on him, right? So, like we joked about how the Riki can just hide under his wings and you won't see the Riki. That's how huge he became.
Oh goodness. But GeekFam, they can also flex the DK. It doesn't have to be on Carl. They can actually switch it between mid and off lane.
It's like a good.
Yeah.
You can go for like a cool Mars if you want.
Is Mirana good here? You have the Dragon Tail for the setup. You can get away from the task. Pretty good against Chen creeps too.
Yeah, I think Verana will be okay.
I think the options are very open now.
Yeah.
Depends on like how much information they want to reveal with this pick.
GeekFam can take their time. They did pick the Ember. Oh, yeah, go Green Stroke. Double Dragon Tail.
Alright. Their D-push is looking very strong right now with Grim and the Phoenix against Chen. And they have got strong team fights once again.
Yeah, the lockdown is going to be a bit of a problem. Queen of Pain doesn't like the Green Stroke at all.
Well, but one thing for sure is that yesterday GeekFam run a very similar lineup too. Like this heavy team fight.
Strength heroes.
Yep, and we have seen how good Chen is against this kind of lineup. You just pack your mag, just press your mag, and then your Hand of God, and everyone is full.
Yeah.
Is there a chance that maybe Boom could sniff this out if they watched yesterday's game? Like, what would you actually pick against a heavy strength draft? Of course, Timbersaw would have been perfect if he was available.
Necrophos.
Necrophos.
Strength one. Unless you want to, you know, like gamble, you go for like the Undying, but no one plays Undying nowadays. It's way too slow.
Got
Yeah.
the Morphling though.
I think it's a very smart choice here because you want heroes that can sustain in a team fight, that can choose when do they want to go in or when do they want to go out. And Morphling is definitely one very good hero to do that.
Yep.
Every time GeekFam pops something that has a lot high cooldown, the Morphling can just wave out.
Radiant team back.
And PL.
Alright, the classic counter.
Okay.
I've been waiting for this PL pick for a pretty long time, but you pretty much don't see the PL often if there's no Morphling pick or like obvious lineup.
I mean, this rivalry has gone back for quite a while, right? PL counters Morphling, but to a certain degree, Morphling also counters PL.
You can turn into the PL and then you use your own doppelganger.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think the classic example was a TI8 OG against LGD. Morphling PL has been like the El Clasico of that international 2 years ago.
Yeah.
This I think Boom probably is looking at a cool hero right now.
They are very confused with GeekFam's intention because they are using a lot of their reserve time.
They're actually banning out Lycan. Like a thing like it.
Well, if you look at what Boom have, I don't think they'd be able to deal with the Lycan, would they? They don't have the necessary lockdown to keep that wolf in place.
They actually don't.
Yeah, they need some kind of heroes that can absorb damage right now, especially on FVZ. I think maybe Mars is a good choice against the PL or LC, but just anything that can allow you to stand still in a fight and cast your spells.
You want to go like Centaur.
Yeah, Centaur is a pretty good pick too.
Like Beastmaster went through, but no one. Yeah, Beastmaster went through, but no one picked Beastmaster just yet. This could still be a Cuckoo Beastmaster. I think GeekFam can like put a Carl Dragonite, Raven, PL, and you just go straight for the Beastmaster. It locks down the Morphling, locks down the Queen of Pain. Then it allows this PL to just will onto the targets that you go on.
There's a bit of an interesting thing though if they do go in that direction. They'll have a lot of single target disable, but when it comes to AoE disable, they've only got the Supernova Egg.
I feel like they agree for Mars here. They ban out the Ember Spirit. Yeah. I think Mars and Phoenix is also an old school lineup, right?
Yeah, very old school.
Mars also is pretty good against the Morphling. If you get a dagger, you can instantly spear him and he wouldn't be able to react and shift the strength.
Yeah, you just want to kind of lock him down instantly because Boom Esports, they are still running. Oh, so far, if you look at the draft, it's the same as last game. This is one big core by Dreamo Cell. There's always a big risk if that one core is not able to perform right. You can have a godly early game, like amazing mid game, but if you get called out one time and you lose it without you lose the fight without buyback, then the game can just instantly turn 180 degrees. But I think GeekFam are probably looking for, like you said, maybe the Mars or maybe the Beastmaster will still be okay. Just someone to lock down that Morphling. And double Primal Roar will always work out well. You have the Grimstroke with you.
Yeah, if they want to go a little bit unconventional, Doom is in the pool.
I was looking at FBZ's Doom in my notes just now, since that was banned out.
Oh yeah, Doom is also not too bad.
Oh!
Wow!
Right.
Okay, I know I said they had lots of single target disable. I didn't mean you have to go all out with the axe though.
They pick axe into the Tusk though.
Hey, is it? Is this? No? You know what FY says?
Yeah?
Yeah, picking axe into the Tusk King.
Nevertheless, it's a good counter to the Morph.
Yeah, it's so good against the Morph.
The Blink Core is always going to be very dangerous.
Yeah, if you reach like level 25, you get the extra AoE.
And not just that, you've got a really good way of clearing out the Chen creeps.
Oh, here comes the Centaur.
Alright, so there's a lot of initiation from GeekFam side. You have two very beefy targets to be the protection for PL to go run to the back line too. Alright, I'm confident with my 1-1 prediction here.
I'm also confident with my 1-1. I want to see X wins, this is probably the only time we're going to see X.
True.
Are you sure it's going to be the only time? I'm very sure if it's successful, we're going to be seeing a lot more of X.
I mean, the problem with X is it's just way too slow, right? There's so many boxes you need to tick for the X to be effective.
I'm very sure the teams in C would be able to speed him up.
We're gonna find out.
Carry X.
Carry X, the attack speed, movement speed X. With Facebook just runs at you with the Agni Scepter.
Yeah. All right, gentlemen, thank you for your predictions. So you're going to hang on to your 1-1 predictions. As for us, we're going to jump into the game right now with OD, Pixel, and Fog to take it away for our last game of the night.
Thank you, Danley. Looking forward to, again, some classic carry-on-carry action. There's Morph versus PL coming out this time from GeekFam and Boom Esports in this game too, Fogged. And interested to see this final pick coming into play, the axe from Cuckoo.
Yeah, Axe Phoenix, really strong duo. Their team fight looks pretty damn strong in comparison to Boom Esports. A lot of things that they can cover. And also, I mean, this is looking like some kind of, TI finals kind of flashback, right? PL versus Morph. There's an axe in the game. I mean, Owen's casting right now. This is
Nah,
exciting.
You're right. I'll have to get ready for my extended cuckoos, if it does happen from him on the axe this game. But yeah, no, you're right. The combos for sure are certainly there. I mean, especially the fact that they've also got like that DK and the Grimstroke, right? They're sort of, someone's going to have a blink. Maybe probably both of them, right? Cuckoo and Carla are going to have blinks or some sort of initiation eventually. So the Grimstroke's going to feel incredibly strong this game. With so many heroes, not just those two building initiation, but the PL and the Phoenix being able to get to the front lines. There's a lot that can be done with this Grim. So we'll see what they're able to pull out with it and see how this game 2 is going to go, ladies and gentlemen. Game 1 was amazing. I'm sure this one's going to be great as well as we get into game 2. I mean, so we're talking a little bit about what GeekFam have going for their lineup, but I mean, it's not like Boom don't have anything going for theirs. Theirs is also some, you know, a great lineup of heroes, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've just seen these teams, they utilize the Chen super well. That's the biggest thing. The way that they actually play around that Divine Favor and the heal when they all stack up, they're able to just take the fights and rally around him really effectively. And then also just like swapping lanes and these little movements and stuff and just securing a lane around that Chen is something that they do very well. So that might be something that they can do here with FBZ and Hyde. They could definitely press the issue forward here and put some decent pressure onto PL and Grimstroke.
No, exactly. Yeah, it's not like the lanes are going to be necessarily weak at all for Boom. They've got some very strong matchups that they can play out in this.
The other thing is, we were mentioning about this Grimstroke. I mean, there's a reason that this is, like, in my opinion, like one of the top 2 5s, or if not the best 5 position at the moment, because I'm looking at this and I see Morphling and Queen of Pain as 2 of the big cores in the game on the side of Boom. Mobility heroes that get really crushed by a Grimstroke Soulbind plus a Silence. If he can ever get a double on him, right? Like it's so devastating for these 2 heroes because your mobility is crushed. You can't wait for him. You can't blink if you're bound. They have a lot of different follow-up too, and they have just so many ways to utilize Inkswell in this game between the DK, between the PL, between the Axe. Yeah, really liking what GeekFam's going, but I mean, Boom idea. We've seen what Dreamcell can do.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he really did it on his AM last game. And, you know, this time around, definitely a different sort of force that he'll be holding. Obviously, like he's on the Quap rather than the Morph, right? So it's a very different type of game he's going to have to play. So we'll see how he's able to perform in this capacity instead on a hero that's going to be much more active, you know, as a Quap here. Sure, you're going to be pushing lanes, but you have to be very, very much involved compared to what you saw from his AM.
Yeah, I'm definitely concerned that if they let this PL farm and pretty much get like 1 or 2 items, they just can't deal with him. Like this PL pick actually to me is just way too good in this game. Laning phase, he can get pressured, which is great, and I think they really need to make sure they do that. But come mid game, come late game, they do not have the tools to take out illusions. It's like Morphling and Quap, they have some amount of nukes and everything, but these illusions, you know, these 2 heroes do not like playing versus that type of an illusion core, as we've seen time and time again. This Morphling versus PL matchup, PL tends to win.
Yeah, and I think if anything, that's what makes this second game potentially as exciting as the first. You know, I look at the lineups, and I do feel that GeekFam, I kind of prefer what they've got going on, but I said the same last game when we saw them come out with like the Beastmaster and the Luna. You know, these just combinations of heroes that have been so strong in this patch, and Boom was able to show them up. So maybe we'll see some sort of similar effect in this match if Boom are able to pull off some magic.
Yeah. And the thing is that they do have great lanes. That's the thing I'm really looking at for Boom. Like this Centaur Chen top should be able to do quite well versus PL Grimstroke. If not, like just pressure the Grimstroke a lot. Bottom, Queen of Plane plus Tusk versus an Axe. This Axe is not going to have a fun time. He's just going to get Shadow Striked and just get beat on every time tag teams up. Same thing for Zephyr. Mid lane also, Mikoto versus DK. Like they got themselves pretty damn good lane setups.
No, for sure. I mean, like this bottom lane, is Kuko going to be able to stay playing the lane, or do you think he's going to just have to start skipping it?
I think I'd like them to actually skip it. I've never seen them actually skip anymore. They always just take the fight straight up in the lane.
For
yeah, they always just do it in SEA, it seems. Ooh, does actually waste a Fire Spirit there. But Fire Spirit plus Battle Hunger also is a pretty annoying lane combo. Unable to last hit a creep because you can't attack.
True. I guess obviously eventually the Dreamcell, once he's got like a point in the screen, the combo is less of a scare because you can use the nuke to get yourself a CS.
And he should, I mean, he should be able to get those last hits anyway. Like it's such a good lane from Boom in comparison compared to what GeekFam gets. But GeekFam, they do have a little bit of power at least in that.
Yeah, and then the mid lane, I mean, does Morph just do fine here because you're under no threat of ever dying to the nuke of the Dragon Knight unless you massively mess up. You know, sure, I guess you're still having a lot of your base damage taken away, but you just have so much of it, right, that you should still be fine to CS.
Yeah, he's going to farm. It should be a trade farm. As bottom, we kind of expect this one to happen. That Queen of Pain plus Tusk is so powerful. Yeah, I really do feel like they're going to have to start cutting waves. Right now, the creep wave is pushing under their tower here, but yeah, this is going to be lanes, Boom. Like I said, this should be a pretty solid start for them.
Yeah, excellent setup on all 3 of those accounts. And not really anything that, I mean, do you feel there's any sort of change, like support movement that the GeekFam can do to make the lanes a little stronger for them?
Not really, no. Because if they leave anything, it just makes it too much. You have to secure your PL. You can't put the Grimstroke bottom. And Phoenix, you can't just ditch Cuckoo. If you ditch Cuckoo, it's going to be a disaster. Because Axe just has a hard time kind of catching back up if he's just on his own.
Looking back at that mid lane, though, it does look like Carl is keeping a good edge on Makoto. Yeah, Makoto is struggling. 7 for 2 against the 13 for 5. So I guess the Breathe Fire debuff is enough. I mean, when he's been hit with it, he's going 64 minus 14. So he's working with about 50 right click. And obviously, Carl, he's sitting there on 70 plus the Quelling Blade. So, and obviously, the animation a little nicer for Carl being that melee hero. And he's never really too worried about being beat down by the Morph. So I guess actually in reality, it's very strong for the DK.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. I've definitely seen the Morphlings do better in this matchup overall, but maybe DK is just OP now. Everyone's just picking this hero first for a reason. Even gets the range creep denies, like over. I think that's the 3rd one I've seen him get, or 4th one on the adaptive strike. So I mean, Mikoto is definitely just missing some CS that he should be getting. I don't think it should be this bad. 18-8 to 10-3. That sounds a little weird. Mikoto definitely having some mistakes, and now we do see the cutting happening. Okay, GeekFam down bottom. They've determined.
Dire's top tower is under.
Yeah, I mean, Kesky's going to come across. Not really too much he can do on his own to mess with this. As a few spins and as we saw earlier, the harassment from the Battle Hunger and the Fire Spirits, he can never really go in and stop Cuckoo from getting away.
Oh my!
So definitely the best measure for Cuckoo.
Carl is outplaying Mikoto so hard right now in mid. he just made him miss like 2 CS under tower, and then he glyphed the range creep and was toying with him. He's actually, look, another deny. He's playing this matchup.
Oh, they brought him back up mid. Mikoto's had enough. He's like, dude, I need help.
Look, a range creep deny in his face again. Like, oh my God, Carl's he's really just outplaying Mikoto pretty hard.
And Mikoto even can't get over for the regen rune. Zephyr's come in, forces Kesky to pick it up. Yeah, this mid lane has been rough, to say the least, for Boom.
Yep, and now Cuckoo's able to maximize. He's actually stacked the camp here with the Battle Hunger and cleared out a double creep wave plus a double stack camp. He's actually like the most farmed hero in the game now off of that, after they're a bit of a tough start at bottom. Dream Cell is now going to have a full free lane, but Cuckoo's he doesn't really mind. He's farming as well. Now Zephyr, I guess he's going to be the one that can ditch. Now he can go help top out. Because the PL is, I mean, he's doing okay on Raven, but he's definitely getting pressured a little bit by this duo, as we mentioned.
I mean, this DK that's already off to a very good start because of the way he's dominating this matchup, he's going to be very hard to kill, right? Even when you sort of have the levels on Dreamer Cell, if there's sort of Zephyr behind him offering up like heals from the Sunray, the DK is just going to be so tanky, and Carl's probably going to live through most of the initial burst.
Yeah, and there's something that we've seen happen a lot when there are these games with Phoenix is just limited ways to actually just stop the Sunray in the backline. So I'm looking at that and I'm seeing it again. Boom, they like the Tusk or the Centaur have to charge into the back in order to stop a Sunray heal. And yeah, like you said, it's going to be really impactful on a DK and an Axe in the front. It's a very good point. And now with this, with Zephyr able to just move around, it's actually putting a lot of pressure onto Boom. We see they're being a lot more careful up top. And Cuckoo's just getting all the farm in the world. Is he gonna get a spin? Oh, it doesn't hit the courier bottom only once. Almost was able to snipe it. Okay, they're gonna actually bring it. Dreamer Cell mid. He's hit level 6. They want to slow down Carl.
Let's see if they can burst him. He's actually gonna pop the Dragon Form. Oh, that was a little ambitious there from Carl. I mean, it's not gonna give you any more safety on yourself. But he pops it, and that's the first Dragon Form wasted after such a good lane. Makes a bit of a brash decision there, and that's going to hurt him.
He didn't see the quap, right? So he probably just thought it was Morphling and the Tusk, so he could just hold his ground.
Yeah, I guess
but then, Dreamer Cell just blows him up.
No, yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah, that's almost certainly what it wasn't. But yeah, as you say, Dreamer Cell just being in position to catch him by surprise. He didn't expect it.
I love that move, too.
Yeah.
From Dreamer Cell. Like, you're playing a Queen of Pain in the safe lane. Yeah, exactly. You have to make the move when your Morphling's getting crushed.
So Cuckoo get the call on Dreamer Cell. Dreamer Cell still has that blink available, so no threat to him.
He took the big creep, though. He did get that tomato with the spin, with that cost a little bit of money. Cuckoo off to a great start. Level 6.
Oh, Kesky. He came in melee range of Cuckoo, trying to go for a bit of a fight. He does have the backup of Dreamer Cell, but Kesky's going to get dunked up. Dreamer Cell has to blink off. As underestimating how powerful Cuckoo is with the 3 points of the counter helix. Kescu just walked up to him and started to try and have a bit of a punch.
Yeah, I was saying how Bo2 they set themselves up to have some really strong lanes, and GeekFam have actually come out ahead quite a bit here in these lanes, in my opinion. Since they are not behind all, they actually are ahead, yeah.
And top lane, Zephyr's going to come in, back up Raven. The three of them may be able to try onto FPZ. He does have the Stampede and instantly uses it. Realizes what's going on and makes sure that he doesn't get caught in the range of that Ink Swell, and will get himself back and away from this gank.
Dire are scanning.
Now, no Stampede for a while, though. Probably going to see GeekFam play pretty aggressively. The Divine Favor bringing KezQ top to look for an aggressive play. We'll be able to find Whitemon. But they don't have actually tag team available. With the Snowball, more than enough. There we go.
No surprises. FBZ is going to be going for that Vanguard. It's going to be incredibly useful against the PL and this Army of Illusions.
Cuckoo's getting away with way too much in this game for Boom ID, because he's got phase boot level 7. If he gets an early blink versus a Morphling, like, this Morph can just chain feed.
Yeah, Makoto's already had a rough start, as we've seen. Now, for 6 scores in the match, he's the one at the bottom.
Yep. Cuckoo makes his way toward top. FBZ will be able to secure the tower. He gets a good call.
He does. He's getting some good spins as well. One more, and KezQ will fall. He's able to snowball over to the side, looking for Zephyr. But still, Cuckoo chasing KezQ down. TP out from behind will be successful, as Raven's not able to finish him off in time. Still, though, KezQ and FBZ stuck in the trees. KezQ trying to hide, but Raven's able to find him. As KezQ will go down, but they do manage to get the other 2 out of there. Same time, Makoto is dead, and in the mid, Carl's been able to get some hits onto this tower. Dreamer Cell is being forced back. Not too much that he can do to hold this one off.
No, he's going to be able to fill up his bottle here, though, with the Morphling. So he should be able to have the sustain to actually stick around for a moment. Actually, both of them having bottles, so bottling a lot to keep themselves topped off. But yeah, Makoto dies during all of that exchange as well while top is happening. They're sending Zephyr bottom so that he can get levels, and now PL doesn't feel like it's a great place to be top. And Cuckoo is very deep.
Get him with the snowball, but he does juke out the shard, so he's not trapped near the tower. He's going to start turning and punching back on KezQ. I mean, he feels incredibly strong at the moment.
I love how he turns. I love seeing that. Cuckoo, always known for his very aggressive positioning in the games.
Yeah,
he just runs and gets the bounty.
Take the bounty, really. He knows that they can't do anything about him right now.
I love that.
Maybe with the forward than they can. They're going for Cuckoo. They really want him dead. Let's see if they can do it, as he's still sort of dancing around them. The tag team is there, and Makoto will manage to come in with the adaptive strike to finish him off. But definitely Cuckoo just causing a bit of a disturbance, making them put a lot of resources into killing him off.
They claimed both outposts and all 4 bounty runes from him doing that. So kind of worth it. I mean, he was the most farmed hero on their team, but them getting all that, and he's going to be respawning soon. I mean, you'll take it. You know what? I'll give it to you, Cuckoo. Mid. Will they be able to respond, though, as he did die? Now it actually hurts quite a bit as they're going to dive forward.
I'm going to go in onto Whitemon, and they'll find him before the X-Well comes up. Now the turn comes into place, though. The Supernova. Cuckoo, can he be able to cover it? He gets the call up, but it's not in time to save the egg. The egg still shatters. As they've taken one, they'll turn on to Cuckoo with the penitence. They'll be able to find a second kill for Dreamer Cell. Good fight from Boom there, as GeekFam, they try and put it off around the egg, but that level 1 egg just dies far too easily, and Cuckoo could not find the call to put a stop to them killing it.
Back-to-back death for Cuckoo after him suiciding himself initially for the bounties. And they lose the tower because of it too. Now it actually doesn't seem nearly as worth it for him to have done that move. But Raven does get space at least out of it down bottom, ends up cleaning up the tower. So he's still at a very good farming pace, and he's going to have this. He's going to be able to join fights very soon. As soon as Diffusal Blade's online, I feel like he can just join his team in those engagements. They don't have a good PL solution.
No, I mean, where is sort of the setup and control? I mean, most of the time he's going to be able to doppel out.
Yeah.
And say they sort of do trap him. Again, it's the fact that you've got this Phoenix Zephyr with the maxed out Sunray. As long as Zephyr is able to sit back and keep him healed up, Raven is going to get the chance to get a couple of doppels off.
It's level 1 Sunray. He's max fire spirit.
Oh, sorry, I'm blind.
Yeah. I thought he would actually go
you're
for
right.
the max Sunray build too, because there's not that many cancel it.
I just looked at his spells, you know, they're all fire, you know.
They're all fire.
But no, you're right. Sorry, it's just a level 1. But when it
Still
is
super
level,
strong anyway. Yeah.
that percentage-based heal is a lot.
Mm-hmm. Here we go, Smoke. They have Egg again available. Still at level 5 on the Grimstroke compared to level 8 of Zephyr. So I think Zephyr took the tome from his Grimstroke. Meanie. He really wanted to have his Egg.
Yeah, to have that sort of difference between the two supports, must be.
Pretty crazy. Now they don't actually have a level of silence, which I would actually like him to have versus Queen of Pain and Morphling.
They're going to try with the Inkswell,
Oh!
And they'll do it. The Stampede is popped, but it's too late. They already get the Inkswell into the Dragon Tail stun. Snowball will buy a little bit of safety from it. It might just be enough. It is. FBZ is able to run away. They didn't have enough damage. The Egg comes out. Hyde's already on top of it. They'll kill it off. The Supernova down. Now they can turn to try and collapse on a Cuckoo. Cuckoo is able to dunk down Hyde, but he's surrounded by the army. And 3 dead once again on GeekFam. We're seeing them being unable to successfully construct a fight around the Egg once again, where Boom are able to take the victory.
Raven, he does have the defusal. Can he burn enough mana in time? He can't. Yeah, these Eggs just right in the middle of everybody, and they're able to just bring it down so easy. That level 1 Egg, it always does just die. And I mean, this tag team is really making the difference to make Cuckoo look so squishy. Every single time he walks up and just gets eviscerated by it. Boom ID doing a great job. And that save, I mean, Kezu just godly snowball coming out.
Yeah, even as well as they did control FBZ, just being able to get out with that last little bit of health. There's all the recipe to allow Boom to turn it around, and Boom are playing active with this lineup, with this position 1 Quap. They're not leaving any sort of opportunities to miss a fight. They're always turning up. And as you say, I guess we can see why they are trying to desperately get Zephyr these levels. He needs that level 2 Supernova, because until that's there, they just don't seem to be able to do any sort of fight with it.
Yeah, I guess, I mean, it does make sense. It's going to hurt Whitemon a lot. And I mean, the Grimstroke, it's such a good Grimstroke game, which I'm a little, I feel like they should prioritize him maybe a little bit more on this Grim just to get levels. He is level 6 now, seeing if he wants to go for the Soulbind or not. But his toolkit is so fantastic this game on the Grim, so, it's a little weird that they're putting so much onto Zephyr, even though he does need that level 12. They're looking for him. So many Centaurs.
Zephyr. He's going to dive off to the side, and Carl has come in with the Dragon Form and the Shadow Blade. Does he want to try and reveal himself on Hyde? Because there's numbers here on Boom, and they're going to go on Zephyr. Zephyr's stunned up. He doesn't even get the chance to pop the Egg this time round. Very nicely done from Boom, and continuing to just sort of put a nail into Zephyr's game. He's died just 5 times this match. Just Boom getting on top of him without any sort of difficulty each and every time.
Yeah, they need it. Well, they do have, they have Cuckoo's Blink Dagger, so that's going to be the big one where they can actually get the Eggs off. Blink plus an Inkswell plus a call should be more than enough to Sable to at least try to guard the Egg. But yeah, Zephyr has to be careful of his positioning. He's going to go right toward top, and looks like the smoke's coming out. GeekFam. Whitemon still holding the skill point as well, deciding if he does want to go for that Soulbind right before the fight. He does. He puts the point in.
Oh, but Dreamer Cell! Oh, he dodges it with the blink! I don't know if that was it, sort of just Spidey senses or what tingling, but Dreamer Cell dodges the initiation. And they're going to try and chase Stampede behind him a bit of safety. FBC does have the illusions upon him, but he's still out of range. Cuckoo will manage to get back in with another call. This time connects, drags him back in, but he's got the hood and the Vanguard. FBC's pretty tanky. They turn up the center, start the Sonic Wave onto the 3 of them, pushing them back. The Snowball in onto Carl. Inkswell keeps it safe, allows him to turn onto the Tusk. They collapse back onto him with the PL. Cuckoo, another great call this time round onto both FBC and Hyde. GeekFam, they're able to do it this time. The blink on Cuckoo struggle to get the hit at the start of things, but those 2 resulting jumps allowing them to pick up the 3 kills.
And we definitely do see why those levels are going on Zephyr. That level 3 Sunray, we mentioned it, there's no way to really cancel it, and he gets a full duration off one on all of the Chen creeps and like 3 of his teammates as well. And K, he's not slowing down. There is a sentry down though. Mikoto will be able to back away.
Radiant's middle tower
Carl should probably be aware of that now, since he just strength moth up to 2,000 HP. And looking toward that mid tower. Looks like Cuckoo, he's still looking for something.
He might find it. He's gonna find Kesku. Kesku's actually going to walk into it. I mean, Cuckoo says, all right, he goes for the call. He's going to step off to the side. Ice shards do catch him. He's being healed up by the Sunray, but it won't be enough heals. Unable to get the dunk off in time onto Kesku. Dive forward.
But he's going to die.
Clip onto Kesku, and that'll be able to do it. Zephyr does dive for that effort, though. So he's able to find something for the death of Cuckoo, but it costs him his own, and both of those kills do go the way of Mikoto, who's really managed to pick up his game. You know, second in net worth after that troubling laning stage against the DK. That's all but over. Mikoto is very much back in good position.
Absolutely. Definitely a bit of a misplay there again. A big one there by GeekFam. I mean, Zephyr, you're level 10. You know, you're this 4 position that's giving so much. He has 6 deaths. He's giving up a lot when he goes for that, and he just kills a Tusk. It's like way too aggressive by them when they knew that there was more people in the area. And K wasn't joining. Like, he was relatively close, but he was like, no, I'm gonna farm. He had priorities in mind. GeekFam making some pretty big mistakes, but also still just trying to bring the fights. Now they're prioritizing more levels on Whitemon. I see him farming up top. But it is all space for Raven. That's probably the big end of the story for them that they're thinking about.
Are scanning. Radiant's bottom tower
Mid
is
lane.
under attack.
Smoke from Dreamer Cell leading the charge. He has the Orchid done. See what sort of a jump they can find up top. As you mentioned, just Whitemon alone finding those levels, so not really the catch they want to get. The big heroes of GeekFam down on the bottom half of the map.
They see him
close to the BKB, and they'll go for it. Easy kill, and they'll be able to take the tier 2 off the back of it as well. So Boom, not necessarily one of the cores they'd hoped for, but still more map control and taking that away from GeekFam, of course, at the same time.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
GeekFam they're going to move over towards mid. Cuckoo just going to try and get that BKB done, so he doesn't have to worry about being blown up entirely by this morph combo that does hit him pretty hard, of course, you know, being an axe that hasn't gone for any sort of hood, just the ring right now.
They're actually gonna go for the outpost. They see Dreamer Cell down in the bottom lane. They just like revealed themselves. Maybe they could have gone for something, but they want to make sure they do have that outpost as it's about to hit 20 minutes. Also, that tome is gonna be coming out, so level 12 on Phoenix should be hitting there, so he should have a much better chance of getting his egg off because he has a lot of protection inside the fights. But they're going for Roche. They're trying to take advantage of this moment. They're like, all right.
They're doing it. They're doing it. No problems at all right now as Roshan falls with the help of the army of Chen. And Mikoto, with all that agi built up, this will be an Aegis into the hands of Mikoto's morph.
Very nice move.
Yeah, something that GeekFam were nowhere near in position to do anything about. They are getting their own big items done, though. Carl's BKB now complete. Raven obviously having the completed Manta Diffusal. Yep.
Raven just absolutely massive at this point right now. Could definitely look to join the fights. They just have to watch out, though, still around. Like, the rallying fights around these Chen creeps is still pretty tough. Like, Hyde provides a lot of this invisible, well, it's not really invisible, but this impact inside of the fights that just is pretty devastating. Even though it's only the 1 point in that divine favor, just this penitence build really makes them able to focus fire anyone who does get jumped on.
I'll see what they can go for here, Boo.
Oh, Mikoto. He breaks the smoke. Wait for him.
Can they keep on top of him, though? Get the illusions out. Carl steps forward. Not able to get the hit. The Sonic Wave pushes them all back, and the BKB's out from Carl. Supernova in on the back lines. Can they focus it down and take it out? They're trying. They'll get it. Again, they kill it off. Dreamer Cell's able to blink out at the last moment. He's going to live. There's nobody dead at all on Boomers. They've killed off 3. They're going to even find Raven as well by the looks of it. They do. As again, Boom, with the way that they're playing these fights, excellently done there. We saw Carl, he tried to lead in, but they had a sentry in the lane. He couldn't start it off with a stun because Dreamer Cell instantly identified the threat and just silences him with the Orchid. And then suddenly the whole initiation from Carl is put to a stop.
And FBZ jumps in the back, gets a 3-man hoof stomp with a Sonic Wave. Everything burst out, follow up. The egg was actually about to pop, but they have all these auras. Like, they have the drum, Hyde pops in. Everyone just starts beating on it. They aren't able to get it. And we see what all these creeps actually do. Sure, they don't hurt the egg, but they do hurt when they just start focus firing these heroes one by one. And that's what we saw happen there to GeekFam. Just devastated by all this heal and sustain that comes out from the Chen too. Hyde. I mean, like I said, they know so well how to play around this Chen when they are grouped up. and it does make that big a difference. And now next fight he's gonna have a mech, so it's gonna make it even harder if they do just get that little extra healing.
He's gonna have a mech. Makoto's got the full E-blade, so now that they could just sort of eliminate someone straight away, an excellent amount of magical burst on Boom's lineup, so no problems to finish off anyone that does get brought low immediately by that combo of the E-blade. Still a very close game in numbers though. Raven still holding on to the top spot, but has struggled in the last few fights. His teammates have just died too quickly, and they haven't had any difficulty, Boom, surrounding the PL and his illusions.
Yeah, they have to get better forms of like an initiation and counter initiation. Mikoto breaking the smoke then there and them just diving so far forward was definitely, you know, that's not the best way that they need to initiate. They need to have some better ones. Cuckoo blinks aggressively onto the high ground. Stampede, they've got the ethereal blade. Pretty sure he's dead.
And there's the burst, turns into the axe, uses the call against himself.
Dire's bottom tower.
Unsure why he was trying to farm so aggressively down bottom. He has to play way more careful on this axe. Cuckoo, he's the most important tool for them to initiate in this game, and he keeps getting picked off with this. Now the mech is online with a Hand of God available too. I believe it is going to be a level 2 Hand of... Wait, did he put his points wrong? He did. Okay, whatever. He'll have it soon anyway. Level 2 Hand of God plus mech. They didn't have the damage to go through it in the last time. Now it's also higher levels of Divine Favor 2 on top. This is going to be a lot of healing that I don't know if GeekFam is going to be able to deal with unless they get some beautiful initiations, which they have not been able to so far.
Boom could just go high ground.
They're just going high ground.
Yeah, with the Aegis. Why not? As you said, so much backup and sustain. See what they can do to try and stop it. Carl stepping forward. And the sentry down will be taken out.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
They force reaction.
Yeah.
They want to move.
Still got objectives to take down mid. Tier 2 is still there, so Boom just heading off as a unit. Smoke up from FBZ and KazQ. Ready to try and hunt down whoever dares come out into the jungle of GeekFam.
Yeah, Raven has an idea that this is happening though. The way that, you know, it's a very natural, fluid motion that people do. You know, you force TPs and then you go fight the opposite side of the map. And GeekFam, they're joining together and smoking.
Oh, Boom's got the high ground though. Smokes are going to be dispelled. There's the jump with the Dragon Tail stun. He's trying to commit onto Dreamercell, but already on the pack, they've lost the Grimstroke. Mikoto straight and takes him out. Cuckoo also dying at the beginning of the fight. And with the silence onto the Phoenix, he's going to get burst down by Dreamercell. 3 dead once more. They turn over towards Carl. Mikoto turning his Dragon Knight, holding in place with the Dragon Tail. He's popped his BKB Carl, but the Sonic Wave's pushing him low. Carl has to reset back away. Another fight that Boom are just being able to take each and every single team fight, really. Boom just coming out on top. And now they're ready to push the high ground. Mikoto waveforms forward with the Dragon Tail. It's the Who Stomp. The E-Blade combo as well won't kill him, but it brings him low. Raven has to back off. The snowball forward onto Cuckoo. It's a double buyback. Keep family attention to hold. KazQ will get left behind. So they find the Tusk, but can they find anything more with these buybacks? Cuckoo's charging forward. Can he close the gap for a jump with the waveform? Makoto's already making his way out of there. He's going to be fine, and sure, with the buybacks, they put a stop to the push, a stop to the dive that Boom was starting to make, but they only get a Tusk for it. Everyone else gets out, and now 2 buybacks from GeekFam are offline.
Boom is just getting such good initiations every time here. Carl, he jumps in the backline onto Dreamercell up on that high ground, but then on their backline, Grimstroke gets shotgunned by the Morphling, burst immediately, and Cuckoo also gets jumped initially by the Centaur. Cuckoo has to have better positioning in these fights for them to actually be able to take it. He has to be that one to counter-initiate on top of the egg, and they just haven't been able to do so. Boom is just outplaying them.
Yeah, we just haven't seen that combo to its full potential at all this game.
Nope.
The call and the supernova, it just has not happened.
That was a sick play too by Mikoto, the waveform DK stun. This actually almost ends up killing Raven inside of the base. That would have been real nice. All right.
Yeah, I mean, he's really had such a great time after the lane, right? You know, in the lane, he did struggle in that 1v1, but you know, I guess this is the strengths of him as a player. It's not necessarily the laning ability on his morph against that DK. It's just everything else. It's been perfect. 7-1 and 8, top spot. It's been a great morph game from him ever since the laning ended.
Yeah, and he's like, versus this lineup of an Axe that was very farmed, and you're versus natural counters. They haven't had. I'm very confused about a little bit of the build from Whitemon. I feel like this, the silence this game was super valuable, and he just has not prioritized it at all. I haven't even seen him use it. He's also just getting exploded now at this point, but I do feel like he had some missed opportunities where that spell is super good versus double mobility cores.
My thrift reward.
Radiant's middle tower
Positioning
is
definitely
under
has to be
attack.
something that GeekFam is more wary of in these upcoming fights, because Boom is just crushing them every time here. 8K lead, 10K experience lead too.
They're just hitting them super hard every time. Any sort of mistake and Boom just roll over the fight.
Yeah, and this Centaur, it has 3,200 HP now.
Oh no, Whitemon.
Radiant's middle tower is
Things are going to start with a dead Grimstroke.
They gotta run.
And Cuckoo's
Cuckoo.
hanging around.
Blinking
Right.
CD, he's gonna have it up now.
They're going to
He
chase
doesn't
this.
use it.
Kescute's in. He's able to get him with the initiation, and Cuckoo dies in a situation that feels very unnecessary. He knew that the Grimstroke just died in that position. And of course, he also knows that he doesn't have buyback. So he's now dead for an incredibly long time, Cuckoo.
Yeah, and I mean, the same place that he died earlier, dude. 4 and 8. Cuckoo just, he's giving his life way too much in this game. He had such a good start. Look at his net worth now. It's like he's below supports.
Yeah, it's been a rough game for Cuckoo.
Really has been.
Did an excellent job of skipping the creeps, but when it's come down to the performance in the fights and being in the best places on the map, he's struggling. There's now mid. Carl has been found outside of the base. He has got the BKB and the Silver Edge, but it's not going to help him. Doesn't even get the chance. Blown up. Boom, just styling on GeekFam right now.
Yeah, they're always getting the jump. They're always catching the targets that they need to. FBZ and Kescute always able to jump into the backlines and find these targets. Now going toward that high ground again. This Morphling. Oh, look at this. Titan Sliver plus S&Y. So he's all this status resistance again, even if he does get engaged on. Now the game has become pretty damn impossible for GeekFam. This PL is still farming well, but the rest of the cores are just really far behind. See if Raven can make something happen, though.
Dire's middle
As they just
barracks.
lose one Rex.
Well, they do.
Dire's middle barracks.
Yeah, Raven's got to have a huge impact. We've seen him get in the farm all game, but there's never really been that fight where the PL takes over.
No. He can't hold his ground, and now, with all the items that they've been able to acquire, these PL illusions aren't as tanky as I thought they would end up being. As much as he was able to farm in this game, they do have solutions now to be able to clear those out, since they do have so many levels, and now a full heart on a Centaur. Oh my God, fourth. I don't know how to kill him.
And he also managed to find a greater Fairy Fire, so you got to add on that effective plus 450 HP as well that he's able to play with in the fight. So it's
he
so
can
much
probably
they've got to get through.
And he can probably get more than one off inside of the fight as well. So it's
Yeah,
likely
what is
that
the
he has-
cooldown? Oh, okay, 10 seconds.
10
Yeah,
seconds.
you're right.
Yeah, that's pretty low.
absolutely. He's going to get a couple of those off, no problem. So
Yeah.
So effectively, 5k HP you've got to work on the Centaur if you want to bring him down. At
Yup.
least.
Pretty damn strong. And he does have the backup of a Chen, so auras, etc. that will be buffing him up that much more. Hyde is actually the one holding the Orb of Venom, by the way, too, on the Chen.
All right. I guess,
down.
yeah, no, everyone else. Yeah, he's always going to get the hits in because he's so tanky on his own with the Greaves and such. And, it's not like they have some super hard-hitting melee hero. In the mid, Carl will pop the BKB. Again, it's just having to be a BKB and a runaway. So now BKB unavailable. And I think Boom's going to want to try and do something with that. They're pinging up towards top.
Dire's top tower.
And they know how hard it's
sure.
going to be for GeekFam to hold. FBZ can just tank this tower happily.
Yeah, just cheese full BKB on Morphling too, so he's even more protected versus any of those silences that could come out or stuns. Let's see what they do. Initiate on.
Here's the commitment. They are bringing FBZ down pretty quickly. The Hand of God Heal comes out. The call for Cuckoo, but still, it's not enough time and damage. The egg. Is it going to be successful? Oh, it's not. They take it down again just in time. Boom. Sonic Wave out onto the three of them. It's 2 dead on GeekFam. Mikoto diving towards the base, pushing them back to the fountain. Of course, Carl, no BKB available after it was used in the mid. As they're just 3 dead. Over towards mid they go. Boom, again losing nobody. 21k lead. As they are crushing this game. Raven tries to fight, but he falls flat on his face. As it's called, this game is over as Boom take game 2. They take this series 2-0. And they look good. Both games won in very different fashions as well.
Yeah, I mean, this team, these teams actually just seem really solid with Chen. Maybe the hero is also just absolutely insane right now, which he is, but the way that they rally around